What up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? How's it going, guys? Welcome to today's episode 4 of the Glitched Out Podcast. We have the pleasure today of having two amazing variety streamers. Both, I would like to say, I'm proud to have in the community of role playing. We got the one and only Geefamous, and you guys probably already know, the Bearded Noob by Becky. We were lucky to have them on the podcast today. We have a plethora of Utopia boys and girls of things we're going to talk about today, ranging from we're going to talk about Ghost Recon Wildlands, the new PvP 4v4 beta. We're going to talk about and a couple other survival games. And one subject I really want to cover today, guys, is about self-respect and respect amongst the gaming communities for, I would say, minority parties, meaning like females, you know what I mean? Like they're not accepted. So we're going to really cover that and talk about that. That's something I hold close to my heart. And I think more content creators should, I guess, breach these conversations and, you know, kind of cover these things. So we're going to jump right into it, guys. Like I said, guys, thank you for being here.
What's that?
They're saying the cams look a little bit off.
I think I can touch.
No,
it's this way.
It's just that. There we go. Yeah. So thank you guys for being here, and we'll jump right in. All right. So jump to this. Everybody has the thing. Oh, it just happens when I click off real quick. All right. So yeah. So we're gonna start with my boy Geefamous. Just introduce yourself. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go into Bearded Noob.
All right, so I'm your boy Geefamous, 92 on Twitch.tv. A little about myself: I like playing variety games, but most of the time I like playing RP games and making people laugh, making people have a good time. I say just about anything to make you laugh in RP or anything like that. But most of the time I'm just chilling with my friends and just hanging out and just having a good time, man. And that's about it, man. That's about it.
All right, the one and only Bearded Noob.
I'm the Bearded Noob. A lot of you glitch followers know me as Becky Savage because I'm just fucking crazy as fuck and I don't care.
The flashbacks.
Yeah. Pretty much, I'm a big variety streamer, but like I was telling them behind the scenes, I roleplay in any game I play. Doesn't matter whether it's DayZ and it's a PvP server or it's the upcoming Destiny 2. I will find a way to roleplay in that because I enjoy doing that. It's my jam.
Perfect. All right, so we're gonna jump on into it. We're gonna get to know you guys a little more better. We're gonna ask you guys some questions, me and King. So I'm gonna put this to my boy Geefamous. You're first. How did you go about getting your name, your fancy name? How did you go about digging up that name, and that's the name you wanted to be as a content creator on the interwebs?
All right, so this go back to like 7th grade in middle school. Me and my boy used to wear these famous T-shirts a lot. You know, the famous logo with the F on it.
Yep.
We used to wear these a lot, and we were big into basketball. I used to play on the basketball team in middle school. Me and him used to play basketball in the rain, the snow, anything that you can name. And like one day I was just like, bro, I'm gonna call myself Geefamous. I'm gonna call you J-Famous, and we're just gonna roll with them names. Not sure if he actually stuck with that name, but I stuck with mine, and I just, called myself Geefamous on PlayStation, and it just followed me everywhere, YouTube, Twitch, and everything, because I like the name. I didn't spell it GEEFAMOUS 92 at first. I spelled it G like dash and then famous 92. But I met a friend, and this girl kept on spelling my name with 2 E's, and I was like, you know what? We're just going to change it to GEEFAMOUS 92. And that's how I became Geefamous 92. I made the name for myself, and I made the name for a friend of mine. So, yeah.
Nice.
All right, nice. And Bearded Noob?
Well, obviously the first part of the reason why I call myself the Bearded Noob is because, I fell into a trash can with glue on my face one day, and I have somebody's lower nether regions of hair on my face. And the other part is because I'm a noob. Like, whether it's in a video game or computers or anything, I find a way to noob something up. And I've heard people say, oh, no, there can never be an ultimate noob. No, this guy right here can break a game in 5 minutes without ever knowing what the fuck is going on.
I think we're
I'm
gonna
the
get
biggest
along
noob.
really well. I really do.
There you go. Nice. Oh Lord. So when did you go about starting? How long have you been creating content on the interwebs on Twitch?
On Twitch, it's been like 4 years. I don't know the exact date that I started. It was somewhere if you click on my name in like Twitch chat after I created my name, probably about like 2 months after I created my name, I started streaming myself. The reason why like I started doing that is because I used to be a mod for a guy named 851 Sarge. If you guys know him, he plays like DayZ and
Yeah, he's
stuff.
my butt.
Yeah. And I used to be a hardcore mod. Like I would be in his chat before he go live. I'd be talking to the chat all the time, and he gave me inspiration to actually be a content creator on Twitch and do this. I seen him doing it, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm funny in video games. I do crazy stuff all the time, and let's try it out. So I tried it out, and I started off with DayZ, ended up playing Arma, role playing, and then it just started from there, man. That's
Nice.
about it.
All right. What about you, Bearded?
I started in the forges of Mordor. No, I'm just kidding. I about 4 years ago, like towards the beginning of January, I tried to stream just because my brother was telling me about this Daisy mod for Armor 2. I go on, I'm watching this guy stream it, and I'm like, I could do this shit. This guy's not even funny. I'm pretty funny, you know? And like, so I tried to stream, like, I think it was like League of Legends. I had no idea what I was doing. I tried streaming on, I shit you not, less than 0.5 megabyte upload speed. So nothing worked because I had no OBS settings properly. Guy comes into my channel, he's like, your stream fucking sucks. Quit streaming. And like, he leaves, and like, it got me so like constructive criticism mad that I went and spent like 5 hours watching as many videos as I could to learn how to properly stream. And then about the end of March was when we got decent upload and download speed that I was able to actually stream like 720 and, just run with it then. So about
Okay.
4 years.
Nice.
All right. So, what prompted you to start streaming? What motive did you have to start streaming? What was your objective when you started streaming? And I want to pair that with, why have you chosen the game, or I guess the genre of the game you stream today, or games you stream today? That was G.
Well, to be honest, like, wait, hold on. Can you ask that question again? I'm sorry.
I'll split it off in 2 parts. So what prompted you to start streaming? Why did you start streaming? Why did you take up content creating on YouTube or Twitch?
Well, I just wanted to like make people laugh, man. I want to make people laugh, have a good time. If they're having a down day, maybe I can pick them up by saying something crazy in a video game or doing something crazy with a friend. And that really made me want to start streaming. I didn't come in with this mindset of like, hey, I'm going to be partnered in a couple of months or anything like that. I gave myself a goal to get partnered within 2 years. And, it came before that, even 1 year. And I didn't know that this was going to happen, So yeah, that's basically why I wanted to be a content creator on Twitch. And plus, let me add this on it as well. I was a content creator. Well, I'm still on YouTube, and I do YouTube videos.
Yeah,
but the videos are like you make a video and then you put it up on YouTube, and then you wait for people to actually comment on them, and then you have to comment. If you get that comment, you'll probably comment like in 30 minutes or later. I wanted to comment right then and there. I wanted to talk to the people now, not then.
yeah.
And when they message inside the chat and they say hello, hey, I'm just there saying hello back, in a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
So you wanted to keep that interaction. You wanted to make that relationship, and it's kind of hard to do that over YouTube.
Yes, it is. It is kind of hard to do that over YouTube. Because first of all, if you're not that big, if you're not well known, you probably don't even get a lot of comments on your video anyway. You want to interact with people, so you come to Twitch to interact with people, man. You know, if
More of
it's
a
one
community
person,
feel
if
to it.
yeah, if it's one person, if it's two people or more, you know, you just want to interact with that person.
Hmm?
So yeah, that's why.
All right, what about you, Noob? Take
So
your
for
time.
I'm jealous of
me,
the chips, man. I'm jealous.
oh, I'm eating Tijuana Flats right now. It's so good. So for me, essentially, I started streaming, um, all because I wanted to buy a game, and I was on the fence about buying the game. And that's when my brother told me, he was like, "Hey, if you really want to check out this DayZ thing for Arma 2, he's like, you should go on Twitch." And I was like, "What the fuck is Twitch?" He said, "Oh, dude, Twitch is a website where people go to watch other people play video games." And I kid you guys not, I had the typical, "Why the fuck would I want to watch somebody play video games?"
Yeah, I
And
think
he's
everybody
like,
had
and
that.
so I go on to the website, like I said, about 4 years ago, back in January, and I'm watching this guy play Armor 2 DayZ mod, and I'm all like, I could do this. I'm like, I could stream. This guy's not even that funny. I was like, he's not even telling you anything about the game. I was like, I at least go in depth about wanting to know about whatever I'm doing, so that way I can give somebody else information.
Yeah.
And so, tried it out, and to like ask why did I choose to role play? I didn't start role playing as a streamer. Like when I first started streaming, I quickly found out about a mod for Arma 3 called Breaking Point. And I was told that it was like DayZ, but way more hardcore. And so I started streaming that, and I streamed that shit for. I streamed it to the cusp of the limit of where you could stream it. Like I got to about like 700 followers. I'd have like the same 15, 20 people in my stream every single day that I streamed, and like I couldn't go anywhere else. And what's funny is how I got into roleplay was my buddy was a sub for Mr. Moon, who I did not know at the time. And I was all like, "What's this Reign of Kings?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, man." He said, "This shit's fun as fuck." I'm like, "This game looks like shit." He's like, "Yeah, dude, but if you get captured, you get a butt rock." And I'm like,
Yep.
a what? He's like, "Yeah, you get a rock that you can pull out and cut the rope from your butt." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sold. I want to try this game out." And so I got the game. I subscribed to Mr. Moon. I got onto the sub server, and like I was just randomly role playing, and he actually comes into my stream and he starts like talking to me, and like I had no fucking clue who he was. Everybody else in my chat's like quiet because they know who it is. They're like, "Oh my god, Mr. Moon's talking to you." And I'm like, "Yeah, are you like a moderator for Mr. Moon or something?" Because it's, and he's like, "Dude, check your Twitter." And like it's like a link from him saying I was quote unquote called up to the big leagues of role play. And then that was it. Like from there on out, I've always role played, no matter what it is, and I love it.
Nice.
Well, it's a lot of fun. All right, so if you don't mind me asking, I present this to G. So why? And I know you role play. I mean, you've been role playing for how many years?
I've been role playing for about like the time that I've been streaming, to be honest with you. I didn't start role playing on my channel like he said. And I started off with DayZ, and I just found out about a Arma 3 life, and I seen Syndicate. If you guys know Syndicate,
Yeah.
he makes videos all over YouTube of these games that nobody even never heard of, whether they're shitty or good.
Yeah.
And I found out about Arma 3 Life, and I wanted to join it. And I've been role playing for about 3 years, 3 years or almost 4 years.
Nice.
Okay. And then Bearded,
What's that?
why did you choose a genre you're in? I mean, like you said, you're a role player. You've been role playing for a while. What made you want to choose that? You know, out of everything, out of FPS shooters, out of survival games, out of all those plethora of utopia of games out there, what made you want to choose that genre?
Well, so this is my big thing. I feel that like for PvP and for role playing, they both require a certain set of skills. Like when you go into somebody's stream if they're good at PvP. Like you can tell, they got that muscle memory to check the corners, they know how to drop down sights, shoot people. I don't have that ability. Like even streaming, like I streamed Breaking Point which is like if for either any of y'all that played it, that shit's hardcore fucking PvP.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I was so bad at that game that 9 times out of 10 I ended up either shooting my teammate or killing myself. There was one time I had like a fucking a Saphir, and somebody was coming at me in an armored vehicle, and I thought for whatever reason that if I crouched down, I could shoot out the tires of this armored vehicle, and they ran me over, of course, because I'm an idiot, you know. And like, so I just, once I got kind of called up by Mr. Moon to come onto his private Reign of Kings server and actually role play, I got like enveloped with these people that were really fucking good and like provided amazing stories. And for me, I suck at PvP, but I'm pretty good at role playing. Like I can follow a server's rules and regulations and shit like that, you know. So I love to role play. Like I take it to the limit when it comes time for role play. Like, but PvP, I'm horrible. Yeah, worst teammate ever, right here, guys.
All right. I think this is a really cool question. I think a lot of people want to know whether you're a new streamer, up and coming streamer, or you've been in the game for years. Boy, you a vet. And G, you feel free to answer this first. How are you staying relevant with all the new games coming out in the fluctuation ecosystem of Twitch?
I don't stay irrelevant with all the new games, bro. Like my thing is this. Just because a game is new doesn't mean it's necessarily good, you know, good to play or anything like that. And like when I buy a game, it may be sitting in my Steam for a couple of months before I even play it, whether it's new or not. Because you gotta remember, if it's a AAA title, 9 times out of 10, everybody on like on Twitch is playing it.
Yep.
Everybody. Yep. So you're not gonna get a new viewer to come to your chat to actually watch you play this game, because they're probably 9 times out of 10 watching their favorite streamer, as in a bigger streamer than you, watch you know, playing that same game. So what I do, I wait for a couple of you know, I wait for either a month or 2, and then I just play it on my own. And I don't want nobody to tell me what's going on inside the game. Like Outlast 2, you know, it just came out.
Yeah.
I haven't even played it right now. And there's a lot of people that already have, but I just want to wait until that certain point to actually play that game and you know, and provide content for that game.
Yeah.
Because it's funny. It's funny when you're playing a game like this, man.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've built a big enough of a community where you can stay relevant with your community is going to come watch you regardless of what you're playing?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. And, you know, kind of yes and no. Put it like this. If I would switch my game, you know, the hardcore people that want to support me are there. And I love them. You know, I don't need 200, 300 viewers to play a game and have fun. You know, the main people that are there every day, you know, I love them, man. They're like family to me.
Yeah.
And you know, that's how I feel about them, you know.
Nice.
Okay.
I always feel like that's the thing that everybody struggles with universally on Twitch, especially, is staying relevant when you switch a game. It's just hoping that you can build that hardcore community that still wants to stick around, whether you're, you know, role playing in GTA or if you're getting your face smashed in Black Ops 3 or whatever, you know. It's just kind of like, that's the dream, is finding that community and build it up.
I personally think it's sorry. I think it's like a double-edged sword, because at the same time, like you want to play those new games. You know, everybody wants to, you know, open that new present on Christmas. You know, you don't want to wait till after Christmas, 5 months later to open your present. You want to open them then. So everybody wants to play those new games, I myself included. And your community does too. Like if a game comes out, like what I'm looking for, to Destiny 2. When that comes out on PC, I think everybody here is. When that comes out, I want to play it. You know, there's nothing holding me back. You know, it's a new game. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be at the bottom of the totem pole in that whole list. You know, so it's like a double-edged sword. It's like, yeah, you want to play for your community, but at the same time, you know, like the odds of getting new followers, and they do come. You do get some people who legit scroll down to the bottom or the middle of the list and look for other streamers, because people say,
yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I do this. I do the same thing. And the thing is, like, you will find, and my disclaimer is, I'm not saying anything about the big stream, but you will find some very genuinely entertaining people in the middle towards the bottom list.
Sure.
You will and I found a lot of people that, you know, I call friends of my own, or acquaintances of my own, soon to be friends, that I've literally gone through Twitch or Mixer or YouTube, and I just look for, you know, a low viewer count, you know? And I don't want anybody to ever think like your viewer count depicts your content. You know what I mean?
I don't even look at the views anymore.
I don't even either. It honestly doesn't. You could put out the best content ever, and just because you don't have that exposure or you're not in that limelight, or you might not get that big shot. But it never depicts your content. You know,
that's something I've been struggling with, is watching that number. And in the time I've been creating content, especially on Twitch, is like, man, I got to grow that number. And I would say probably in the past month on my streams, I've stopped watching, and I've changed the way I can view myself or view my own stream where that's gone. And today during the stream, one of the guys I was playing with kept asking, how many people are watching, man? How many people are watching? It was crazy to find that number and watch my, excitement go up or down depending on the number. I was like, man, I gotta go back to how it was before. It's crazy.
The best way that I can relate the number is I got rid of looking at my viewer number about 2 years ago because I related it to being a car salesman. If you have to live and die by how much you're selling, i.e., how many people are watching you, there is very few people that are going to be able to, stack up to that amount of pressure. And so if I don't I got a buddy that got partnered, I think last year, a guy named Tanner. He actually made a fucking a command where if someone was like, oh my God, you got 700 people watching you, one of his moderators pops this command saying, Tanner does not like to know about the viewers. Please keep that to yourself. Be giddy if you want, no disrespect, just leave it alone.
Yeah, that's one thing I've never understood why. And I understand being a viewer, or popping in after you've been gone for a long time. You're like, oh, shoot, Bearded Noob's got 5,000 viewers watching him, or G's got 6,000 watching him, But I've never understood why people come in and they're like, hey, oh, I'm here along with 100 people. Or this is the famous one, why is chat so quiet today? I'm pretty sure we've all got those. You know what I mean? Like, in my
streaming. Thanks for bringing it up.
Because the thing is, I see it and I want to ignore it, but I also want to address that mentality. And it's like, it's quiet because people are lurking, people are here. But some like story games, for instance, some people, whether it's a story game or PvP, some people just like to turn the stream on and just relax. Like me, like if I go into any stream, I mean, if you guys see me into your stream, I'll say, hey, what's up? And then I pretty much just lurk for the rest of the stream.
Me too.
Because it's we're multitasking, we're eating, we're chilling with the family, or we just leave the computer on and go do something else and come back. Like it is what it is. And that question, that age-old question is, why is the chat so dead? Or where is everybody at today? And it's like they're off living their life, and I'm here playing video games.
Well, the other thing about it too, though, is King, you said you did a little bit of role play in GTA, right?
I mean, I've probably role played 6 or 7 times total, and not just streaming, just trying to jump on and learn the ropes of it. Because Glitch was just like, dude, you got to come try it out.
Yeah, I was trying to peer pressure him.
But I mean, then this is more geared towards G and Glitch. Like, how many times have there been a role play moment where the level of intensity is up here and no one's talking in your chat because they're like, holy shit, shit's about to go down, and then something happens and all 90% of the people watching you are like, oh my fucking God, Bearded, that was crazy, Like, I always tell people, I'm like, I'm a role player streamer. A lot of the times people are here for what's about to happen, and they're like, they know I don't like that metagaming bullshit, so they're being all quiet, being like, oh, I know that this is already happening on the back burner. I can't wait for Bearded to find out about it, kind of shit, So that's what I always portray.
It's like watching a TV show. Exactly. Yeah, I think that's what draws a lot of us to RP. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna move on. This is a question I want to present to both of you guys. Do you guys, and I mean, you don't gotta tell us the secret sauce, G or Bearded Noob. You don't gotta let us know the secret plans you have down the road. But do you have any big plans for your YouTube channel or your Twitch channel or just your content in general?
And feel free to say no. It's okay.
Yeah, you could say no. I mean, you could say no. I don't.
Well, I'm gonna put it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, for me, honestly, it's just when I eventually get back into streaming, which I've taken kind of like a hiatus break from it for a while, is to just actually set myself on a schedule, adhere to my schedule, and no offense to the YouTubers, stay the fuck away from YouTube, because unless you got 5 million followers on YouTube, you're not making any money nowadays.
But also,
I can attest to that.
Also, YouTube is a pretty good tool to kind of get your exposure of your stream. Because think of it this way: if you're not live on Twitch, nobody knows where you are. So you putting that YouTube content out, people can like, oh, I found Bearded Noob on YouTube. Now I'm gonna go to a stream. So I mean, you could use.
I mean, I
both
used to have
those.
the highlights on
Yeah.
YouTube, but that's about the gist of it for me.
Okay, all right. What
I
about
can
you?
say, well, just a couple videos for YouTube and stuff like that. But anything, I mean, I don't have nothing planned right now. Like he said, I need to come back and make a schedule, a set schedule for myself. Because right now, my schedule here, there, everywhere, man. I'm telling you. Sometimes I will be up at 4 o'clock in the morning and decide to go live. Like because I'm just sitting there just having fun with friends and stuff like that, and I have nothing else to do.
You're like, why not?
Sleepy or anything.
Yeah.
So why not just go live for the people who are up at that time and just like kick it? But then some of my other friends be like, yo, G, bro, you never see me in your stream because you always like go live at this certain time. I'm sleep. I need sleep.
Yeah.
So they're doing that as well. So yeah, I need to make a schedule. And right now I took a break. I just at this current moment, I felt like I didn't want to stream because I just wanted to chill. I want to help my friends also make this server and feel like I'm doing something other than just streaming all day and stuff like that, and chill with my family and stuff because I do have a baby girl that is 3 years old and I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just take a break away from streaming. Last night was my first day back in like a week. So yeah, and they show mad mountains of love, man. Even when I switch my game to PUBG, we still have fun. It was still hype.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like one thing I've noticed, and I try to push this to everybody. I try to preach this message. It's, I mean, having a work-life balance is very important. That term I don't hold. I'm not saying Twitch is work, but having a content creating and real life balance is very good. Like I think everybody here could attest to that. I mean, when I first started streaming, I put the pedal to the metal, boy. I was like tunnel vision, and all I did was stream, and just put it out content. And there were times where I forgot about my friends and loved ones, and then you lose friends, and then you don't go to birthday parties, and you drop hobbies you used to enjoy. So I mean, I think that's really cool. You're going to that, G, because you're setting your priorities. You're pretty much saying, I set my wife, my kid, my family, the ones I love, not necessarily higher, but you do set them as a priority. You know what I mean? And I feel like that right there makes a great content creator. Makes a great human being. If you're just like, well, forget my kids, forget my dog, forget my wife, I'm just gonna stream.
No. Let me, like, I wanna say something, and it's a bit personal, but there was a time in my Twitch career, what I'm doing and everything like that, where I was taking Twitch a little bit too extreme, and I almost lost my girl, I almost lost my family and everything like that. So I had to tell myself, hey, you want your family, you love your family and everything like that. And I love what I do as well, but I don't love it as much as I love my family. And I had to let them know that, hey, look, if you want me to stop streaming as much as I did, I'm here, for my family and everything like that. So I had to do that. And it took a while. It took like 3 months, but I got through it, and we got through everything. So yeah,
Okay.
you need to set priorities and just know when to stream and how long to stream.
I went through some stuff like that, and it's almost like an addiction at a certain point.
It is.
It is.
I haven't streamed this week.
I gotta press live right now.
And sometimes it feels so weird not playing a game and being like, hey, what's up, chat? Blah, blah, blah.
I've caught myself talking to nobody so many times.
Yeah, I've
All right,
done
we're
that
gonna go in
too.
this building, and
I literally no, dude, don't laugh at me. I've literally been caught myself driving and I'm narrating in real life. I'm like, I think I'm just gonna get over right here. I think I'm just what is happening? Yeah, I catch myself narrating in real life. That is a consequence right there.
Well, and I've always told people that, like, I've had people ask me, what does it take to be a good streamer on Twitch? I say this one thing. All you need to do is take your interior monologue and turn it external. If you can do that, you don't have to be the funniest fucking person in the world or be great at PvP, but if you can tell people what you're doing, as dumb as it sounds, like who's gonna want to hear me talk about what I'm doing? Every fucking buddy. Like they want you to at least talk, and like that will get them to talk to you, which will create the the flow of conversation.
Very true. Very true.
Yep, I agree with that.
All right. Goji, go for it.
Oh, also I wanted to say this. Before Twitch decided they didn't want to, like, okay, so for example, you have an emote and you got to keep this amount of subscribers. I think that's what drove me crazy to stream every day. I wanted my emotes. To have them emotes, you had to keep your subscribers. So I streamed every single day, nonstop. Like it was hours, 9 hours probably a day or something. And I felt that way because I wanted to keep my emotes. If I wanted to change them, you had to have that many subscribers in order to change them. If you didn't have that many subscribers, if you changed that emote, you lost that emote. So say for example, I had 8 emotes. And you need 100 subscribers for 8 emotes. If that went down to 99, if I take off that one emote, that emote is gone. It was gone. So Twitch made it where no matter how many subscribers you have, if you unlock that emote, that number of subscribers, you always have your emotes now.
Yeah, once you hit that tier.
And it gave me, it made me breathe. I could breathe now. I could take a break off of streaming. I don't have to worry about like, oh man, where my subscriber number at? Yeah,
that can ruin
like that.
That can ruin the stream for sure.
Bro, it was bad. It was really bad. I was praying every day that Twitch will stop doing this so I could stop feeling like I have to stream every day just to keep my subscribers, man.
Yeah. And I think Twitch is starting to realize that, and other platforms are starting to realize the pressure that content creators have on themselves. Like, I need to be live every day. Like, I know I've seen streamers put in 10 plus hours every single day, and I'm just like, bro, how do you do that? And you have that peer pressure, and it's that pressure from all entities, Bearded Noob, like, I need to be live. And if I'm not live, I'm losing followers, I'm losing subs. And not gonna lie, that is the reality of it as being a content creator. If you're not live, you're not gaining followers. If you're not live, you're not getting subs. I mean, it could have happened offline, but at the same time, is that mentality of just focusing on that will literally ruin your day. It will literally stress you out to the point where you hit a wall and be like, I can't do this, because it's gonna turn into a job. As Bearded Noob's beard.
Right there, all that gray, all that gray came because I was like, and that's why I had to take a break. Like, I haven't been streaming since I think the beginning of August. Like I found myself, being a full-time university student, trying to go to college for teaching, not giving a fuck about my classes and caring more about being on the stream. Like, I would have people come to my channel and be like, dude, you literally just got off this morning from some big GTA 5 roleplay stream. And it's only 12 o'clock. You haven't been to sleep for 4 hours. What the fuck are you doing? I'm like, oh man, I just couldn't sleep, so I figured I'd start streaming again. Yeah. So, but that's another reason why I need a schedule, so I can actually keep myself to the schedule.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on. This is a really good question, and I think everybody has some fluctuation, different opinions here, which I'm excited to hear about. What's your opinion on the different gaming platforms, stream platforms, or pre-recorded edited content out there? Whether it be Mixer, YouTube, Hitbox, or Twitch, or those other platforms. What is your opinion? Do you think like Twitch is better than Beam, aka Mixer now? Do you feel like Twitch is better than YouTube? Do you feel like they kind of have their own places in your I guess you would say your Rolodex, your artillery that you could use for a content creator? Or do you feel like, hey, I just like Mixer, or hey, I like Twitch, or hey, I like YouTube more than this one? How do you guys feel about it? And feel free to answer whenever you want.
I guess I'll jump on this one first. So I think that everybody, or every, content creating platform is going to have their slice of pie. And I like being on Twitch, but that's more or less because everybody I know is on Twitch. Like, I don't care whether you're on YouTube, Mixer, Hitbox, or Twitch, or whatever. I honestly feel that you don't get anywhere unless you have some type of marketable, thing about yourself, and you network. Like, that's the two big things. Like, I tell everybody, you got to be original, be yourself, be the streamer that you would want to watch, and you got a network. Don't be an asshole to other streamers. Like, like be gracious when you get hosted, or if somebody actually gives you their hard-earned money for a donation, don't just be like, oh, thanks for the $5. I'm like, every donation I get, you'd think a fucking marching band is walking across my screen because how excited I am that you're giving me your hard-earned money for me sitting there being an idiot on camera.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, that is an amazing. I mean, just the thought of somebody literally giving you monetary value, money that they've earned, worked hard for, to you because you're entertaining them, is an amazing, amazing feeling. Not so much like, oh, I'm $5 richer or I'm $20 richer, but the fact that they care so much that they're willing to help support you monetarily is amazing. You know what I mean? That is amazing.
So, what you said, Hitbox, right?
Yeah, I'm just talking about just any platform in general.
Now the other platforms, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't checked out any other platforms except for YouTube and Twitch. And like the people that I've seen on YouTube, like now what's going on with YouTube, they're switching over to Twitch, so they can live stream every day to make their money, to be honest with you. Because right now, like people saying, YouTube is not the way to make money. Back in the days, yes. Now it's like, unless you have that many subscribers in the millions, you're not making that much bank as you were a long time ago. So people are coming back over to Twitch so they can do their thing on Twitch. And Twitch has it where you can actually upload videos. It's in beta yet. It's in beta right now. But you can actually upload videos. And I got a bigger following base on Twitch. If I upload a video, I'm not going to say I get as much views on the video as I do over there on YouTube. But, both of them got their pros and cons. I do like uploading videos on my YouTube because it gets people from YouTube, bro. Like, and people from YouTube are loyal. I'm telling you, they're really loyal, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I've seen the same thing.
They come all the way over to my Twitch and be like, bro, I found you on YouTube. I fucking love you and everything like that. So it's like both of them got their pros and cons, man. I like both of them. I haven't streamed over there on YouTube. But I've only been a streamer on Twitch, and I just do my videos over there on YouTube. And that's probably how I'm going to keep it. Yeah, that's probably how I'm going to keep it, man.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely no shame in that. Everybody has their own, I guess, their own plan. Not saying no platform is better than the other, but they all have their own reasons. And I mean, YouTube is going through. I feel like they're going through some struggling pains right now, growing pains, and it kind of has to do with their whole. And I'm not gonna lie, YouTube. I mean, there's some horrible content on there. Not like talking quality, but like some just trolly bad content. Like, how does this person get on YouTube? Why are people watching this? And it's kind of like a bittersweet moment. What's happening with YouTube is they're starting to crack down on that negative content.
They're over cracking down on it though. Like,
yeah, but one thing you got to understand is it's not a human being behind the computer just going, all right, delete, demonetize.
And that's the problem, is that
it's an algorithm. But it's learning though. It's learning, and when it learns,
like for example though, like there's some a fellow Twitch streamer that I saw posted a tweet the other day about her friend that had just got married to her wife, and just because her and her wife, because they're lesbians, held hands, Twitch automatically flagged it and demonetized it. Like, they didn't kiss, they didn't even say the title lesbian at all, and they just automatically deflagged. And I'm like, that's fucked up. Like,
but the thing is, are they sure that's why Twitch flagged? YouTube flagged it. Everybody has their theories, but it could be like, it's whether something came through the video. Nobody knows how the algorithm works, And
that's the problem, is that
that's a huge problem. Like, nobody knows. Like, they're not saying, hey, we don't want this, we don't want this, we don't want that. We all kind of have an idea, but they're not telling us. And a lot of people being like caught in the crossfire, collateral damage. Like G said, a lot of people are leaving, coming to Twitch. The only issue with that is that Twitch is a whole different beast. I mean, it's easy. My disclaimer is, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easy to sit behind a computer and edit your content and then get it all right, get the right angles, get the right music, get the right, audio and stuff, and put it on the internet, But it's a whole different beast to sit there and live stream, And one thing I've always wondered, a lot more exhausting. One thing I've always wondered is, like, how are people, like, there's some content that you just can't do on Twitch, you know what I mean? Like there's some content people do on YouTube that I can never see transitioning to Twitch and being viable. You know, it just doesn't work. You know, a lot of IRL stuff. You know,
or nobody wants to see you edit your animation for 137 hours for your 30-second animation that's going to be on YouTube kind of thing.
Oh, you would be surprised, man. There are some people that do that shit well in the creative sector that I'm just like, I could watch this all day. Like there's a guy that I stumbled upon with some buddies one late night after GTA 5 RP where all he was doing was whittling wood and the creative thing. And like, you would think that that's the stupidest thing, but he had like some cool rhythmic music in the background. He was interactive with his chat. And I was like, I could watch this guy all day.
I can sit there and watch somebody like create a video, man. Because to be honest with you, I want to learn more about editing videos. My videos have been like progressing, and people have been telling me, yo, G, you're getting better at your editing on YouTube and everything. But I want to get even better at it. And some people ask me, why don't you just get a person to edit your videos for you? I don't want it. That's the thing. I want to do it myself. I want to learn it myself.
You want to know how.
So that's why, that's why I don't have a person to edit my videos, because I like my videos the way I like them. Yeah, not the way somebody else.
And even though it takes 10 times as long, for sure it's the way that you want it. The same thing with like my thumbnails and stuff. I'm still a huge noob at Photoshop, but I don't want somebody to create my every thumbnail for me.
Yes,
no offense to anybody that does that, but it's like I gotta have it, just right to get it the way that I want it.
Yeah. I agree. All right.
Well,
so go Beard.
I was just gonna say, I've actually been the guy that sat there with like hours and hours of footage and had like a 3-4 hour stream king where I'm trying to edit a video, and what would happen is people that actually knew how to fucking do the editing would come into my chat and be like, oh bro, do this in Vegas, do this right here, it'll help this. And I'm all like, holy shit. And then this guy's like, if you copy this and you filter this, it'll make it look all HD filtered. I'm all like, wow, really? And like, yeah, man. I'm like, man, you guys are awesome. So I mean, it's just what you're willing to do.
And I've done a few IRLs, I guess it'd be IRL or creative streams of me editing my content, and it was cool seeing people come in and would actually just try and learn a little bit. Not that I'm the master at editing by any means, but that was pretty neat.
Nah, you don't have to be the master of editing, man. Anything that like somebody else probably don't even know how to do that. So hey, I could learn a few things from you. You can learn a few things from me. I'm not a master at editing as well, man. But you sitting there watching that person do it, you would learn how to do it yourself. Just like I learned how to build a computer off YouTube, off of one video. One video.
You can find anything on YouTube. You can find it. Same video,
man.
Now, I would say it's been a long time since I've done it, but I'll honestly say I learned how to shave on YouTube. My electric razor broke, and I was like, crap, I'm a man. I need to learn how to like use a real razor. And I actually went on. I was like, how do you shave with a straight razor? And learned how to do that.
Hey, YouTube teach you anything.
Yeah, YouTube's school pretty much. YouTube is love and life. All right, so I want to present. This is our last question. We're gonna move on to talk about some game topics and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to hear our perspectives and you guys' perspective in general. G and Bearded Noob. What advice would you have for a person that's thinking about streaming? Like, because we've all gone through this. We all were at that place like, what should I do? Should I get a Beats PC? Should I get a $1,000 lighting setup? Should I get the best audio I can find? Should I play the most popular game out there so I can get a following? Should I should I just show my body every 5 seconds? King's like,
should definitely do that.
But like,
I would throw dollar bills at King all day if he did that.
Oh, bro, I would throw pennies. I would throw pennies.
A little bit more skin.
Ooh, I would throw pennies. All right, so
this question right here, man. I answer this question a lot sometimes, man, and then there's no right way to answer this question, to be honest with you, because everybody is different. So to me, my big thing is staying true to myself. I want to be me 100%. I don't want to show you some fake person that you see on stream and then you meet me in real life and be like, what? This guy not like that. No, I want to be that guy that you see on the camera. And I try to tell everybody that don't change who you are for anybody.
Yep.
If they don't like you, so what? There's somebody out there that does like you.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, man, I thought this all in my head when I first started streaming. I was like, man, who's gonna watch me? Who's gonna listen to me talk or anything like that, man?
Yep.
You know, sometimes I don't pronounce my words right. And you know, sometimes I have a problem with that. You know, if people gonna like me or dislike me because of that, but you just gotta do you. And with all the equipment, I started off with the like a AMD, you know, rig. It wasn't the best rig like out there at the time. I thought it was because you know I was new at PC gaming and I didn't know too much about PC. So I started from there and then I just built my way up. I started reading about stuff. I started asking friends that know about computers, and I just learned myself and learned through them how to, you know, get a better computer and stream with better quality. My big thing is quality. Like really. You can ask like my viewers, my friends, they're always like, gee, why are you updating your computer? You don't need it. It's good. But it's just me, man. I like quality. I like for my stream to be as top quality as you can get it. Even my camera, like I got this 4K camera. It's not the one that I'm you know, talking on right now. I'm at, or you guys see me on, but it's right there, and I have to get another graphics card because I want to use it. And you're probably wondering why I want to use a 4K like camera for my webcam. The quality is amazing, man, when you do stuff like this. But when you come into streaming, just do your thing. Be you. There's no certain game that you have to play to get followers, you know, to get noticed or anything like that. Any game that you want to play, it could be anything, man. It could be Barbies. If you play that game, play that game.
And
because
if you play the game and have fun, that's what matters.
And a lot of the time, like if you're trying to play the hype train game, you've got all your big fucking streamers that are playing that game already, and they're soaking up the thousands of people watching them. And you know, for me, it's always like whenever somebody asks me, like, well, I want to start streaming, what should I do? The thing that I always say, just like G, you got to be yourself. You got to do research, and you got to be the streamer that you want to be. And you have to realize that no matter how hard of a stream, how hard you go in the paint and stream, it takes time. Yes, there are these rare magical things where like Future Man Gaming had nobody watching him, and a global Twitch admin just happens to go into his channel and says, oh my God, you should be a partnered streamer. But for the other 99.9% of everybody else, that's not going to happen. You're not going to have that magic, you know. And for the first year and a half I streamed, I was lucky if I had 10 people in my channel because of the content that I was streaming, you know. But I will say, though, if you're looking to get popular, networking. You have to network, but don't be a honey dick, because the bigger streamers know when all you want is their support to get bigger. Like they will quickly be like, yo, this guy he's just riding on my coattails.
I want to interject right there. I actually saw a couple, I don't want to name anybody calling about it, but I've seen a conversation about just that topic, Noob, on Twitter. I think you probably saw it too, about how people are using people to get their followers or get them to host. This is what you got to realize. Networking is great. Networking, I mean, as a content creator, you have to network. I mean, like I said, you could be that unicorn that comes marching over the mountain who just like, you just blow up overnight. Those are rare occurrences. But even those people network, whether it be network with other streamers. And I would honestly, I cannot stress this enough, network with people outside of streaming that aren't just streamers. Network, because people have a lot of different perspectives. Like I talk to a lot of people that don't even know what streaming is, and we just talk about life perspectives. I talk to people on Mixer. I talk to people on YouTube. Go outside your comfort level. You don't just have to say, hey, you're on Twitch. I like you. I like your numbers. And I want to talk to you. Because like Beard said, people can definitely know. You know what I mean? And as you step back, I don't want to sound bad, but as you look at a business standpoint, a lot of people do on YouTube. It is very widely known. And I think King knows this. You look at somebody else's numbers, says, hey, they have numbers around me. You want to network because this will grow our community. There is that side of networking too. You know, and don't be ashamed of that. But go about it genuinely. Don't be like, hey, Geefamous, bro, you're cool. Can you host me? Like,
Bro, I have a lot of
that's happened to me too.
Oh, I
People,
can't stand that.
people will
Yo,
whisper
Like, I
me
host you, you should host me. No, that's
follow for follow, bro. Follow
let me
for
tell you
follow.
something with this. Let me tell you something with this, man. Just because like people think a shout out actually changed something. I can shout out whoever, man. And it doesn't mean if I shout them out that all of these people just gonna flock to them
Yeah.
and watch them. It's them like people watch you for you, right? Not because somebody else shout you out or anything like that.
amen right
And
there.
yeah, and it's like if I shout you out, there's probably going to be at least like let me see, like 5 people go follow you. But just because them 5 people go follow you doesn't mean they're necessarily going to watch you. And people need to understand this, man. It's not that easy to shout somebody out.
Yeah.
Just because unless you got like 1,000 something people in your chat, you be like, go check out this person, and then like 500 of them just go over there and flock them.
Well, coming from the perspective of somebody who's been moon landed 3 to 4 times by Mr. Moon within like a month period because I was on his private ARC server, I would have like 1,000 people come into my channel, and like say 200-300 of them would follow me. Of that 200-300, I maybe have 5 that still will come in my channel. And like I had a buddy that was like, man, back on Twitch RP, I was in Game with Me's, tribe, and as soon as he got done streaming, he'd host me, and I'd have like 300 people in my channel, and I'm like, but how many of those people actually stick around? They're not really there for you. They're waiting for him to show back up so they can go into his channel. You're like the appetizer. He's the main course, and you're lucky.
Yeah.
If one person out of that 200 to 300 goes, hey man, that guy's actually funnier than him, I'm gonna go with him. Most of the time, they want to go back to that guy. So I mean,
absolutely.
And what I would say that is, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Make connections. Streaming is all about making those personal connections, because that's why people aren't coming back. People show up, whether it's for there's 2 things. There's 2 types of viewers, and I myself, we all fall into category. There's a viewer who watches for the game, and there's a viewer who watches for the personality, the streamer.
I watch for the personality every time.
And you could definitely tell, you know what I mean? And me as a streamer, I feel like we're kind of overcritical of other streamers, but I like to go in and like to say, if I say hi, what's up, at least reply back, hey, what's up, and be able to carry on a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because for me personally, if I want to go just watch a game, I'll go watch YouTube. But if I come in your room and I say, hey, what's up, how's it going? I understand that you might be playing Pug, you might have to reply later, but if you don't reply at all and kind of just like, sup, thanks for the follow. Yeah, yeah, okay. And it's like,
time,
it's
obviously.
like, yeah, and it's like, that's what they said. Be the streamer you want to watch. Do you want to watch that high energy streamer? Do you want to watch a streamer that smiles a lot? Do you want to watch a streamer like G, who's very genuine, down to earth, who's always got your back? Do you want to watch a streamer like King? Same thing as G, and Bearded Noob's the same way. I find that I find that what people look in a streamer, they look for friends. You know what I mean? Because you are forming those relationships. The traits that you value in friends, you value in streamers.
Absolutely. I would say from the YouTube side, because that's where I started, is I get a lot more requests to do collaborations instead of just like, play together and host each other. And what I find, I would say about 80% of the time, somebody will come in and leave a comment and say, hey, do you want to collaborate? Or while I'm streaming, we'll say, hey, let's collaborate one day. And I always go, cool, hit me up on Twitter, shoot me a DM, hit me on Instagram, whatever. And I'll say, what kind of content do you do? And it's always, I haven't actually bought a PC yet. So, like I get it. You want me to maybe just talk to you or whatever, but like at least get your feet wet. Try a little bit,
wet. Yeah. Definitely. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a quick little break. I'm gonna start moving some windows open because when I click, it kind of just says. But we're gonna take a quick break, throw in some music, and we'll be back in 3 minutes. All right, we are back, boys, guys. Thank you for being patient. That was the perfect time to get up, stretch your legs, stretch your feet. I don't care what you stretch, but it's the perfect time to get up, take a breather, get something to eat, get something to drink. But we're back. Now, guys, we're going to dive into the section where we talk about some games. We have some amazing games to cover today. Shadow of Mordor, Metal Gear Solid. I believe it's a Metal Gear Solid, another game about that. And some really cool topics amongst the content creator community that have been going around the interwebs we really want to touch on. And like I said, guys, honestly, guys, thank you guys so much for being patient with us, and thank you guys for being here today. We definitely appreciate it. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, I don't know if you can.
All right, so all right, so we're gonna dive into some games. Why don't we do that? Because I mean, that's what we're here to talk about, right?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So one of the games I really want to cover, I actually had the pleasure of playing it yesterday. Me and a couple people in my community. I want to talk about Ghost Recon Wildlands, the new PvP open beta. Now, I don't know when it's going to release, but I had a chance to play it. I think it was active from the 21st to the 25th or 26th, correct me if I'm wrong. But you can actually download it to Uplay, and play it, play a couple matches with your friends and stuff. So it's 4v4. It's definitely, I would say it's a pretty cool game to play with your community or even with your friends. To me, right off the bat, there was really nothing about that stuck out about it, but let me show you guys a trailer and then we'll talk more in depth about it. So this is actually Gears of War PvP, the first look trailer.
When we started working on the PvP mode for Ghost Recon Wildlands, we knew we wanted to create something different. A tense and thrilling game of tactical team play, taking co-op to the next level. Today, we are proud to reveal the first intel on the free upcoming PvP mode for Ghost Recon Wildlands, Ghost War. Our objective with Ghost War was to build upon the main game's elements of co-op team play and open tactical gameplay. Ghost War is a 4v4 team deathmatch experience where two teams of highly specialized combatants fight in wide open environments. You can choose among a variety of classes that you can upgrade with many different perks. Each class has a specific role to play with its own strengths and weaknesses. You and your team have to carefully design the best combination of playstyles to take down your opponents. Based on locations from the main game, the areas of conflict are wide and open and offer plenty of opportunities and threats. Through mountains, deserts, deep jungles or forests, the terrains, weathers and times of day will push you to adapt to the situation. In Ghost War, new game mechanics including a suppression system and sound markers will deepen the tactical options available to the player. All of these elements will make team play, communication and strategic skills more crucial than ever. In the middle of the battleground, your choices will have real consequences. Should you try to revive your friend or mark the enemy sniper? Will you risk giving away your position by shooting or lay down a trap near the recon antenna? And when you're the last man standing, will you have what it takes to find a way to prevail? We cannot wait for you to be able to try out the free Ghost War PvP mode for Ghost Recon Wildlands. Check out ghostrecon.com for more information on Ghost War, including more intel on the classes in the coming weeks. We're also beginning a series of beta tests to balance the game, so stay tuned. We look forward to seeing you on the battlefield later this summer.
So, I mean, that was pretty much, kind of showing us the premise around, the 4v4 concept.
Yeah.
I know for some of us, 4v4 is kind of low, way too low. I think the thing they're trying to really do there is they're trying to pronounce on the whole tactical gameplay. And I think a lot of us...
That won't even be how it happens.
That won't be how it happens. Because a lot of us are used to playing like Call of Duty Battlefield 1 style, or EFT, where I'm running and gunning, I'm shooting people's faces and legs off, you know what I mean? A lot of us as gamers, do we even have the patience to be like, all right, bro, you're going to go around that tree, and I'm going to go 3 o'clock, you're going to lay down and act like a flower, you know what I mean? Do you think that's a plausible, player count 4v4 to even make this game grow? Or do you think they should actually increase that player pop,
Did any of you guys get to play it?
I did get to play it.
Nah, I didn't even know they had this. Like, I was turned off by Ghost Recon because it was just PvE.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like PvP, and I'm like, hey, I might want to buy this game now.
Well, I will say, getting to play it with only being 4v4 and then only being this teeny tiny arena, it felt very lacking for me. And they bring on all the gadgets, and like he touched on the suppression, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It literally shows you where the enemies are.
Yeah.
When they shoot, like where is the tactical advantage of when I shoot a gun, and even if it's a suppressor on the rifle, still a little yellow dot pops up. Like I was just like, where's you're talking about being tactical? How can I be tactical? I can't even move, and it shows a stupid reticle on my screen where the enemy is.
And that's one thing I noticed about the game. I got a chance to play hands on the other day for a few hours with the squad, and that was my biggest gripe, because when you would shoot, this little yellow kind of bloop, little ping would pop up, and people were like, literally all anybody would do, because I watched a couple people playing on Twitch, they would literally see the ping and directly shoot at the ping. They didn't know where the person's at. They don't know if they're still there. It's just literally just ping, shoot, 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 and then ping, shoot, shoot, shoot. That's all it was. You know.
I hate to say this though, in the realm of PvP right now, in my eyes, there are only two types of PvP that are really about the hotness. That's PUBG style, and that's Overwatch. If you're not doing something like PUBG or Overwatch right now, you're not going to succeed. And even then, you need to do something different on that aspects of those two types of styles. And that's why that game Lawbreakers is down to what, like 50 concurrent user or players as of today.
Gosh,
it's really bad.
But it was fun for a long time, and when I say a long time, for the 3 days that I played it, but like it just didn't have that playability.
Yeah,
for me
but
at least.
I can also touch on. I'm gonna hit two things right there. You said about the whole player count. I was talking to someone on Twitter about this. Player count. I mean, viewer count on Twitch doesn't depict how popular a game is for non-streamers and non-Twitch watchers. Because for us, I mean, Ark and GTA is popping right now on Twitch for RP. But does Ark have a big community? Does GTA have a big community still? I mean, even Lawbreakers. I'm pretty sure there's at least a few hundred people still playing Lawbreakers because they like the game, all because not necessarily up in the ranks on Twitch. It doesn't mean it's a bad game, you know. And that's how a lot of viewers, I mean, that have grown up on Twitch or grown up watching content creating, they're like, oh, that game's not popular because it's just.
Oh, I was talking about the player count of Lawbreakers.
Oh,
like,
wait, what?
I watched a video from a group called The Know on YouTube.
Yeah.
And said, as of right now on Steam, their concurrent player base is 50 people.
Never mind.
like a guy in Australia wanted to do an article about the low viewer count, but he wanted to check out the game.
Yeah.
He waited for over 45 minutes to try to get into a game on PC. And he was like, yeah, and so it's not like I don't care about the viewer count. I'll play a game like Diablo 3 if I'm feeling fun and want to just grind out some gear or something like that. But like you have to take the wheel of whatever genre you're having and reinvent it just enough to be different. You don't have to totally change the shape of the wheel to a square, but you need to make something that's only for your game that would bring people to you. To top it off, this whole 4v4 tactical thing, can't you just go play Rainbow Six Siege?
Boom.
It's already doing that.
Yep. Better graphics, faster gameplay, a lot
and
more
way
mechanics.
established in the they actually
and established fan base and player base. I
Rainbow Six Siege is good. I played that a lot with a couple of friends, man.
It's a hard game.
Glitch, did you feel like there was too much stuff on your screen playing this? At all? Just speaking of the gameplay of the game.
Yeah, I mean, now that I kind of pull back and look at it from this point of view, I would say, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff
like
on
37 bright things flashing in your face, and then your character model is switching left to right shoulder for no reason.
I honestly think I honestly feel like some games try to add that whole flashiness. You know, this HUD popping up, this HUD popping up, this flopping over here, this flipping up. And honestly, because it kind of some people like that stuff. Like it feels. It kind of ties in that it feels high tech. You see this part right here where it shows that scout drone in the air? That makes no sense. If there was a scout drone in the air scouting, you should not know. You know, not like there's a scout drone and you pretty much just shoot it down.
How far away it is, how much health it has.
It shouldn't be
which
telling
makes
you
no sense. Yeah.
Some of this stuff needs to be taken off because I mean, like when you showed the gameplay of it, I was like, okay, but now since I see it and you can get pinged. And there's a little thing that come over your head or something.
Yeah.
It's like, why play it?
Why
even how far away he is too? It's not just hey, there's a guy over there. No, it literally shows how many meters away the player is.
It makes
where's
no
you're gonna
sense.
be tactical with that?
And
there's no
Yeah, there's
Just
no
like
there's no
aimbot, bro.
tactics in it. But I
It's
will
like
say,
seeing through walls and stuff.
yeah,
Very much. I played probably 10 rounds, and I will say, even just based on the 10 rounds that I played, I know it wasn't a lot, but I think 5 of those rounds had players that were just hiding in corners too, trying to not get spotted from the drones. So it just made the game not as,
yeah.
I don't know, it just wasn't enjoyable
Now,
to play at all.
I will say yesterday, after a couple matches, me and the boys kind of got in with this playing this other team. After we played them, they invited us to a private lobby because honestly, that was the only team that even gave us a challenge.
Nice.
And I'm not gonna lie, when you get down to it and you try hard, as the cool kids say, you're a try hard. This game can be fun because we were literally like, bro, I'm gonna hit the tree. You watch your back. I'm gonna throw a grenade. Drones up. Like, if you honestly could really like get with a good team, this game could be fun. But it shouldn't take that much commitment to make a game fun. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be like, all right, guys.
I played it by myself, so I got none of that.
I honestly, and I feel like what every game needs is you need to be able to play it by yourself for hours, and you need to be able to play for more hours with your friends. Because if you can't play a game by yourself, you know, there are some people who don't have other friends who game or can't game as much. That sections off those people, you know?
Yeah.
But I would definitely, I would say my views align on the same thing as like when people shoot, because this is supposed to be stealthy and tactical.
It's supposed to be tactical and like you can't hide.
Yeah.
Like, no. You can't be tactical if you can't
even hide. Yeah, and I honestly think like there were some perks that you could literally just like, oh, you're marked. You see that little symbol when they assume you're marked? There is actually a class that has an ability to unmark their allies. You know? But even still, it's just like really like they could easily done a pug style where the only way I know if someone's near me and pug and they're shooting me is by muzzle flash and by direction. You're telling me that us as gamers can't tell where someone's shooting from us or muzzle flash? That should have been enough for this. But
yeah, it's ludicrous looking.
Yeah.
Or they should
think
make
this
drones only work for like
on.
10 seconds or something.
Yeah. I think they were trying to overcompensate. You know.
What I feel
you
like
said it's not out yet though, right?
No, it's not
beta.
out yet.
The beta's
The
out.
PvP.
Hey, maybe
beta is
they'll
out.
change it.
I
Hopefully they'll
feel
change
like
it.
this is a rushed out attempt to have some type of PvP.
Absolutely.
I think so too.
Because their game, like, I've actually become tired of the open world, you know, exploratory game. Like when that Mad Max game came out, I was kind of okay with it. And then I saw Tom Clancy's Ghostlands. I'm like, oh, this game looks cool as shit. And so I picked it up. I played about halfway through the first 2 areas, and I just got so tired of go to this cartel, blow up that base, go to this cartel, blow up that base, go steal that guy's car, go kidnap this guy for intel.
You can go play Just Cause if you want to do that.
Yeah, it was the same thing over and over and over.
That's why I didn't buy this game, and that's why I stopped playing Just Cause.
I will say this was the original single player PvE with friends was fun.
Oh yeah,
we
played
with
together,
friends.
Enjoyed it.
with friends. And I think there's some games who shouldn't invest in PvP. You know, PvP is all the hype. Two people coming back, but there's just some games who, if you don't have a good foundation PvE wise, or just a good foundation in general as a game, PvP is going to be useless. You know, people will play it for a couple of minutes, a couple of weeks, or a couple of months, and then it's going to die off, and we go right back to the games that we like the PvP in.
I mean, there's some games I just get a kick out of, and it's like, oh, we're introducing multiplayer. It's like, what's the Uncharted? With that, it's like, oh, so you have 15 of the same dude running around, like it's just like this.
There's 1,000 Nathan Drakes.
Yeah. Kind of like Bearded said, they're just like, well, for the hell of it, here's PvP, copy paste, here you go. You know.
At least they didn't charge $5.99 for the PvP download.
Yeah.
You never know. That might come after they release it out of beta, like art.
True.
But I kind of want to kind of transition that into a talk about not so much singing out Uplay Ubisoft, but this copy paste mentality that some devs and me, King's on his head, because he definitely knows what I'm talking about. A lot of games are coming out that are just literally, it looks like they're just copy pasted. Like, oh, people like this game. All right, now we're making this game. You know, people
they got to copy
JoJo.
what's the current trend.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with inspiration, but at the same time, is if you're gonna invest, and I honestly think millions, because I don't know how much it costs to make a game, but people's time, their sweat, their tears, their sleep, their livelihood into a game, make it count, make it good. Not just well, that we need to put out another game. Our shareholders want us to. Here's a game. You know, and you're kind of just like, all right, people are gonna play for months, and then you know, you kind of have this like Ubisoft, Uplay kind of have this thing of just, we got to release a game every other few months to keep people coming back, you know, and that's horrible for you to be like, all right, we just got to release this game real quick, you know, to make some money, to start the next game, to make some money, you know.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
That right there. That's why I can't stand Call of Duty anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Is because they split into two development teams, and they start putting out a game every year, and it's the same rinse and repeat cookie cutter game.
No, but
and
you can jump higher in this one and fly farther.
And you have jetpacks.
You don't understand it.
And the only reason they're going back to World War is because Battlefield came out with Battlefield 1, and it did so much better. And they're like, oh, shit, we should go back to World War Call of Duty. And don't get me wrong, the game looks fantastic. And there's about a 40% like part of me that's like, I should push the button. I'm like, no, it's Call of Duty.
Me too.
It's gonna be the same game. But it's it's World. No, it's Call of Duty.
But it's World War, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm right there with you guys. That I love World War II. I love that type of game, and it's just like I want to play it too. And I heard there was like a beta or alpha people could play in, and I missed it.
They have an open beta right now. I think.
Right now? Oh,
I think
I'm
so.
jealous, G.
Well, yeah, there I go. Okay. But yeah, honestly, it's just I really like for instance, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I know that's like a unicorn that's just like that game blew up with the help of Twitch, you know, the community, streaming community. But it's like honestly, people could put hours and hours and hours and hours. And yes, that game's very repetitive. All you do is land, you run, you kill, you rinse, repeat. But I can't even describe it. There's just something right about that game. Because there's been a lot of VR games. The Choline, Island of Nine still in development right now. I mean, you got Fortnite, which we're definitely going to talk about today. But it's like,
right about it.
You know what I mean? But like, there's so many VR games coming out. What is the right sauce? What's the right recipe? And I feel like PlayerUnknown got it.
The right sauce.
Theirs is the reward.
I don't know how they got it, but they got it.
But you know what's funny about that is PlayerUnknown didn't even get the right sauce. The right sauce has been sitting in Arma 3's, you know, mods for years. Yeah. But nobody likes Arma 3 because it's broke as shit.
Oh yeah, that game has so many bugs. I want to walk up some
stairs and kill myself.
And I got so many hours in that game, man.
Like, I'm going down this ladder. I broke my leg and died. You know,
I played DayZ, you know, Arma 2 mod for so long, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to try out Arma 3 and see what happens. And I jumped into some random server, and the first staircase I died, and I was like, I'm going to murder somebody. How do they not fix this game?
Man, y'all want to know the right sauce for this game, man? I'm telling you straight up. It's the skins, bro. The skins are worth money. People want that money. They play it. Yeah, they try to get the money, bro. I'm telling you, look. I had a Players Unknown crate because Poopy gave me a code for when the game first came out. I didn't play the game for like at least 2 months, right? My friend sold a crate on Steam for like $700. I didn't know I had a crate. I told my friend about it. He sold some of his gear for a couple of $100s. I went to go in Battlegrounds and put my code in. I got a crate. I didn't want the crate. I sold it for $700 on Steam. Bro, that's the right sauce on there. That's why people are coming back to play. Yeah, it's a good game.
Now.
It's a good game. Plus, they got skins. And you can make money off them skins, man. That's why I'm playing the game. I want the money.
That makes a lot of sense right there.
Yeah, I want the money, man.
It's all about
I'm being dead ass with you. I want the money.
As long as they don't make it pay to win. I'm totally fine. Make
your
money, gamble all you want, do whatever. I want my player to look fly, have those red Nikes. I mean, that's cool. But as soon as they pull out something where it's like, here's a site, and for whatever reason you can see, 0.123 times farther, I'm over it.
And it's not even just the pay to win. I hate when you put the game behind a paywall. Which is why we're going to talk about Shadow of War. Sorry.
He said Warbucks.
Hey, that's Jim Sterling right there. I've watched the video about it. That guy, he's tore that game a new butthole.
That's what happened to DC Universe.
Oh, I remember.
If you guys ever played that, man.
Yeah, I played it. I
was a hardcore fan of that game, man. Until they had.
It was awesome.
The transactions messed the whole game up.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll make plenty of money with crates and stuff. Like I don't understand why developers haven't figured that out. Counter-Strike, a game that is so old, is still making thousands of dollars a day.
They don't release new maps.
Damn nice, dude. That's what it is.
There's
they don't fix anything.
Yeah, there's no new gameplay. It's just literally crates.
It's like, yo, we got this new rainbow unicorn knife that when you spin it, it goes.
Yeah,
people would probably go out the ass for that shit.
Yeah. People like collecting stuff. You know, just
You
like
got the
shoes,
new
just like
fidget
cars.
spinner knife.
Oh my god! How many of the young
knife.
people be like, I got that fidget spinner knife and CS:GO, man?
That would be awesome.
All right, so since already Bearded Noob mentioned on it, we're gonna switch over and talk about Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor, numero dos.
Yeah, you don't have to show the video. That was just for reference.
Oh no,
for,
I'm
like,
gonna
you guys.
I'm gonna show a trailer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're gonna show a trailer. You guys have the links. Click the link and then we'll count down so we're watching at the same time. But yeah, so we're gonna show a little trailer about that. And honestly, this game I've been looking forward to. I think the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is you're gonna ride a dragon that spits fire. So
Which one were you playing? The one that
The
with
trailer.
like the king?
the first one, the trailer.
Okay, I got
So
you.
they're in order. Yeah, trailer then gameplay. But yeah, so I played number 1. I didn't beat it. I have a really bad habit of playing story games halfway and then giving up. But we're gonna play this one.
The world of men is ending. In the fires of Mount Doom, a ranger and a wraith, bound together in death, crafted the one thing that could challenge Sauron, a ring of power.
My precious.
But power can blind those who seek it. The great deceiver has returned to Middle-earth to rebuild his armies, to rule all. The corruption will be contained no longer. The war for Mordor begins.
I'm gonna crap my pants.
Right?
By the way, that's my dragon right there. Her name is G20.
I think one of my buddies wanted me to play this game as well. I just never got into it. Like I never decided if to play it or not.
Is it an MMO?
Nope. Single player.
Oh wait, yeah, 'cause that's the one.
Available August 22nd, 2017. Coming to a console near you. Yeah. So take it away, Bearded.
Is it coming to
So-
a garbage can near you?
This is coming from an avid like Lord of the Rings Tolkien nerd boy fan. Like when Shadow of Mordor came out, you know, like what, 2-3 years ago, I thought it looked fucking fantastic. I thought it was Batman Arkham any, you know, game meets Assassin's Creed. I was super hyped for it. And then I heard about Shadow of War coming out and I saw this trailer and I was like, holy shit, this game looks amazing. And then came out the information about their microtransactions of loot crates, war chests, and experience boosts. What gets me is this is a $60 game that has a season pass, has collector's editions, and now is going to have in-game pay to win behind a paywall stuff. And it says that, you know, you can get all of this stuff in game. There's going to be like 2 different types of currency. There's this thing called Mirian, and then there's gold, and that you can buy gold or you can in-game acquire this Mirian stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You damn well know any game that has loot boxes in it that speed up the process of getting XP boosts, or like these war chests, right, have a chance for you to get these orc characters that can help you in game. You know, if they're in there like that, there's going to be somewhat of a hindrance if you aren't willing to pay. Because I think back to Clash of Clans. Like, that game is notorious where if you ain't paying money, it's going to take you 4 fucking days to do anything, you know?
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
so,
God,
like,
that game.
and so I sit here and I'm just like, why? Why did you guys do this? But this is what's really fucked up. This game took it a step further. One of their lead developers, his name's Mike or Mark, he passed away from some type of really severe cancer. And so the development team decided to make a DLC specific for him as a character that would like show up and help you, the player, if you were having trouble randomly, you know?
That's messed up.
Well, what they do though is they Warner Brothers is like, yeah, you can do that DLC, and so they charge like $5 for the DLC. They said that $3.50 of it would go towards like his actual family or a charitable cause or something like that. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Well, that Jim Sterling video I link shows you that at the very bottom of the disclaimer, it says that the $3.50 portion is only applicable in the 50 state like region of the continental United States. So anywhere outside of the 50 states in America that buy this DLC under the false pretenses that it's like 3/4 of it is going towards this guy's family or his charity, goes right into Warner Brothers pockets. Like, and I'm just like, this is fucked up.
That's crossing the line right there.
They've had such a backlash about it that apparently they've took down the trailer for the video for the DLC in the I think on Steam. I haven't looked into it. Like, and I've just decided like this is finally the game for me, that if I see microtransactions in your game and it's pay to win shit or pay to progress the game, I refuse to play it. I'm fine with Destiny 2 and their little bullshit, you know, shader fiasco that's going on right now. I can save up my shaders for when I get gear that's worth it. You know, I don't care if I look like a raggedy hobo with like mixed matching colors, you know. But like when you put something behind the wall that I have to pay for to speed up the game, I'm officially just done now. I will not do it anymore.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie. Go G.
So I want to ask this question because I never played this game. So the people the orcs that you collect and everything, they actually make a difference in the game. Like, you know, some games have NPCs where they don't really help. Nothing really matters about what they do. The person that they're fighting never going to die. It's just the animation to make it look cool. So they really help you raid like bases on here.
Yeah, so it's kind of like pay to win.
Wow.
What it basically is, right, is think about it like this. So the first game, Shadow of Mordor, your character had this nemesis system where you would like he'd put his hand on an orc's face and you could interrogate him, and then you could turn them and make them work for you and do stuff for you. Well, Shadow of War has kind of amped it up where they can now do all kinds of shit for you, and you get these actual followers. Well, if you pay for these war chests, you can buy these, like the game could come out, say today, and you drop, say, $400 on these war chests, and you get all of these good orcs. You ain't got to do anything in that general area. Like before that, you would have to go fight, because normally, like the big like leader orc guy G, he would have a bunch of people around him, or he'd have some type of like rules that you would need to follow to actually be able to beat him before you could even get him. Like it was a very unique dynamic of the game that made it fun. Like I recommend going and buying Shadow of Mordor if you want just a really good single player, like, you know, kind of like if you were playing any of the Batman games.
Yeah.
It's like that, but with fucking like swords and bows and arrows and shit like that. The first game is amazing, and it's been out for a while that you could probably pick it up for like $10.
Oh, I have it right now. I just don't have it like downloaded. So yeah, I do have this game.
For this, you're talking about making it easier. Is there a point to where you can't beat it without this stuff? Because you just mentioned Clash of Clans, and I played a heck of a lot of that. But
Well, think
my whole
about it
point
in
was
Clash
not
of
to spend any
Clans.
money. Go ahead.
Think about it in Clash of Clans. You know, it would always be like you could do this stuff, but it would take you exponentially longer to do that. That's the fear right now for this game, is that from what that video from Jim Sterling was showcasing, is that he's like, I already called it. This game it's gonna take you probably 2 to 3 times as longer or as long to do something if you're not willing to pay that money to speed up the process to get these orcs.
But he's assuming that though, right? Like, there's
it's an assumption right now. Because the game doesn't come out till like I think the 10th of October or something. And I've just decided that until that shit's not verified, I'm not gonna buy a game. Like, it sucks that you're gonna miss out on that like initial hype train as a streamer and not be part of like the big influx of people that want to watch this and probably play it. But like, what was it? I always tell people that the first time I saw this happen was with Evolve. Evolve had like $300 worth of day one DLC content.
Yeah.
And that backlashed. So like all of the publishers kind of they lessened the amount of shit that they put in. And then Overwatch came out and said, hey, here's loot boxes that you can gamble for and you just get skins. And everyone's like, oh, well, people are willing to buy this. And then now Warner Brothers is like, well, if they're willing to spend that much money in Overwatch, why can't we just do this? And I guarantee you, they look at the mobile community, see how many people, pay to get past the paywalls, and they want a slice of that pie now.
I just wonder how much it's going to affect the actual gameplay, because with Clash of Clans, it's free to play the game. With this, you're paying $60. I can't imagine they're going to make it where it's not fun to play to a point where you have to spend the money.
And that's the thing, is I don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
But it's just the fact that it's there.
Because I totally get the fear of this, but like at the same time, like, I'm a business owner myself and I want to make money. If I can find a way to make more money, as long as it's not like immoral, I'm gonna figure it out how to do it. And I totally understand adding stuff in. It's like was it GTA that you could pay? That's not even GTA that I'm thinking of. There's another game that you can just like pay to progress, your weapon skills and just different stuff like that. Like, I totally get that. I never spent any money on games like that, but I knew people that did. And as long as it's not taken away from the actual fun of the game and you still get to experience the game and it doesn't become a grind, just to force you to do that.
Well, and the other thing that I don't know if they've confirmed this yet, but supposedly there's supposed to be an online multiplayer aspect of it is directly linked to the Nemesis system. So
that's where the bullshit comes in. And when you
and that's what, like, this is all speculation right now. So unless for whatever reason the Nemesis system, when you pay for these war chests and get these orcs, only stays single player and isn't affected by online, then I'd be okay with. But
agreed.
It's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers are a bunch of conceited assholes and they want all of your money. I mean, they openly have been referring to people, no fucking lie, as whales. And they want all of
wow.
They want
is this like on the internet?
Yeah, these fucking producing publishing companies have considered people whales when it comes to your money, and they've been looking for ways to get in on the PC and the console thing, and to get your money. And like, what's really fucking sad is if you really think about this at its purest form, this shit is gambling. And what makes it worse is there's people like I have a very influential like gambling emotional level. Like, I had to stop myself from playing games like Overwatch and Hearthstone because I loved opening the loot boxes and opening the card packs, and they've been like, oh, legendary. And I'm like, oh my God, I won. Even though it's just pixels, I won. Yeah. And I mean, like, there's going to come a point where this shit's going to come to a head and it's going to have to stop because somebody's kid went and spent like $4,000 on their credit card without them knowing. And
is this the first single player campaign story driven game that's had microtransactions?
No, Dead Space 3 had it, and that game was horrible. And
I played Dead Space 3 and I never saw those.
oh yeah, you could totally buy the crafting parts in Dead Space 3 to speed up.
Wow. But then
That's
that defeats the whole purpose of playing the game.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's the part of me that's like, who cares then? Because I'm not going to spend that money.
Yeah, like I'm right there with you.
Enjoy the game.
I am not spending the money. I will gladly struggle and I will gladly die over and over
and,
again.
and that's the thing is like there's a
some
fear,
people don't want that though.
And there's a fear that it's going to be because it's the fear that because they've put this system in the game, they're going to have they're going to have just enough of an annoying hindrance if you don't pay to make you want to pay to speed it up.
Like you're going to capture a castle and then they give you like, oh, you could capture like this, but you didn't pay, so now you're going to struggle and capture it the long way instead of taking the shortcut. I see what you're saying.
Well,
and
that speculation isn't enough though to make you not do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I hate just that speculation. Like, yeah, I totally get the freak out, but like, can we just wait and then find out if it's really going to be that?
Oh no,
bad?
I'm totally going to wait.
Yeah.
If it is, bury him.
But
never play a game again.
I agree. But
The problem for why I feel like it's going to be the way that I think it's going to be was how they handled the death DLC for this developer. That like the development team had this really cool idea that they wanted to do for him, and Warner Brothers is like, oh no, we're totally going to have it like this, and only a portion of it in these 50 states will go towards that. Everything else is ours though.
Yeah,
man,
I think that was a little ridiculous.
I'm watching this game right now, and it just looks amazing, bro.
It looks dope,
really
right?
Yeah, I'm arms coming off, heads flying.
Have you played the first one?
No, I haven't.
The first one is going to be exactly like it, but obviously it's like a newer map, probably bigger foes, but it looks honestly amazing. I
just love how seamless they're going in and out of like the cinematic, like dude ripping dude's arm off, and then all of a sudden he's fighting again. It's like
it has that Batman Gotham game, kind of like the Batman Gotham mixed with Assassin's Creed combat system. You know,
that's why I was in love with Shadows of Mordor. I felt like I was playing Batman and Assassin's Creed had a baby and made that game.
So you'll love playing the first one. Right there. How that guy kind of came in from the side.
Yep.
And attacked. You can have allies like that.
Just seamless.
So
oh wow! Can you call them in yourself?
He did. That's what he did. He just straight called in his allies.
And you're going to be able day one to buy war chests to be able to already get those orc guys instead of having to go like the grind. And so the big fear is that it's going to be harder to get the grind to get those orcs. And that also because the online aspect is going to be involved with those orcs, that you're going to be able to pay to win to have the better orcs already than say, like if you and me were squaring off in PvP and I dropped $60 on a bunch of war chests and got these legendary orcs for me, and you're like, well, I only got this one guy out of my camp. It's like, too bad. You didn't pay, not my problem. And so that's the big like stipulation right now. Nobody knows what's going to actually happen.
It'll be
but
interesting.
Everybody's like, it's Warner Brothers. They're in the business of screwing people over. So yeah, they might do it. Because that's what sucks is all of and that's what the microtransaction shit, is not the developers. It's always the publishers that are like,
we need money.
But like, you need to put this in. We need more money. We need more money.
And but the thing is like the gaming community can see right through that. Now the question is, will they do something about it? Or will they just kind of just, all right, well, I mean, I'm just not like me and King, we're gonna buy the game, we're just not gonna use the microtransactions. Like what do we do? I mean, what do you think, Bearded Noob, as a community of gamers, what do you think we should do to combat games like this?
Like it all boils back down to a video I watched a very long time ago from Total Biscuit, where he said if something happens in a video game and you don't like it, you have to vote with your wallet. You can't, that's the only way that these people are gonna listen to you is you. And so that's why I'm going to wait. I'm not going to buy as much as I want to buy this game. And I would never pay for the war chest as much as I'd probably want to. I'm just not going to pre-order it. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see. I'm going to go watch somebody, maybe King of Soup, if he buys it and plays it. I'll be like, oh.
No. Okay.
Well,
boy.
All right, so we're going to move on to a game that's dear to my boy King of Soup's heart. It's called Left Alive.
Now let's be real about what you just said though. The art director is who's dear to my heart.
Okay, there we go. Correction.
There you go.
Correction. All right, so tell us a little bit about this game.
All right, so oh my goodness, I'm missing my link here. Where did it go? So basically, the art director of Metal Gear Solid is one of the people working on this with Square Enix, and there's very little information about this game except for that it's going to be supposedly coming out in 2018, and it looks like a single-player survival game, kind of in a mech warrior landscape.
Mm-hmm.
There's very little gameplay available to watch. There's very little video at all. But I mean, even just looking at the artwork based off of the the game case and the stuff they put out, I mean, it looks very similar to Metal Gear Solid. And I loved all of those games. And I think if anybody liked those games, I have a feeling this game is going to feel very similar to that. And I'm quite excited.
Okay. And is this game going to have PvE and PvP or just PvE?
As of right now, it's only single player.
Okay.
By the way, they have a Steam webpage now for Left Alive.
Where's this?
All right. Do you want me to run the trailer?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so we're going to run the trailer of it.
I linked it in the.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, single player, and that's it.
Yeah, I think everybody should have access to the link on Discord. I'll count down. This time I actually count down and click go so we watch it at the same time. Let me know when you guys got it.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, click.
I just love everything that Square Enix has done. That's all we get.
Oh.
I mean, as you can just see from that little bit at the end, I mean, the gameplay looks very similar to Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think is cool is just that moving on to a different kind of type of, I guess, landscape into the mech warrior stuff. I really miss those kinds of games, and I wonder if they're going to bring that in to being part of the game. Just that little bit they showed of some kind of mech going around. I miss Mech Warrior. Those games were so much fun. I can't imagine it's going to be just like that, but I know they have designers that worked on Ghost in the Shell and Armored Core working on this too. So there's got to be a good bit of Mech Warrior stuff in this.
I still gotta watch that movie, Ghost in the Shell.
It's pretty good.
It is
all right.
amazing.
I used to play the game of that. I used to play it a lot.
The free one on Steam.
Yes,
That's pretty
it
fun,
was
too,
good.
yeah.
It was really good.
Okay, so I mean, is this gonna be a buy for you straight off the bat?
Probably. I feel like Metal Gear Solid kind of moved on differently to more of an open world, and I miss the old school Metal Gear Solid, so I'm kind of hoping that it's going to feel like that, more of the sneaking around stuff.
So you want this to be like say Metal Gear Solid 1 style game where it's
Yes, like emotionally, yes. There's no way it's going to be like that because games have just moved on from that. But
they really have.
I think Metal Gear Solid stayed the same, stayed to that same kind of story that didn't really evolve a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just the mechs and stuff could really bring something cool and new to it that I haven't seen in a while.
So probably not as much of a Metal Gear Solid fanboy as you are, King. I loved the crap out of the first Metal Gear Solid, first and second game. I was even willing to put up with Raiden or Raiden, however you pronounce his name, just because every once in a while you'd get Solid Snake. I never played 3 or 4, And then when the 5th one came out, I finally bought it like when it was like a Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
And I absolutely hated it.
Really?
I got past like where you get out of the hospital and you finally get your horse, and it's all like, ah, and you're like riding around. And I'm all like, how long have I been playing this game? An hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm refunding it because like I love the old school style of Metal Gear Solid where like you're dropped into an area and you go do your thing in there,
You smoke your cigarette and get in your cardboard box.
Yeah, the like they didn't have that. Like they like, and I'm just. I would love it if this game
tactical. Fun of that. I don't know. Go
like,
ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, Metal Gear and like even Splinter Cell had that too. Where there was the tactical sneakiness of just levels, and like it's gone away from that so bad because like the general population doesn't want that.
They want that instant gratification, and like Glitch said before about the Ghost Recon stuff, the flashing in your face, like the more craziness, the better. Nobody wants to be patient, And the other game that I think of is Siphon Filter. I think was another.
Yes.
Oh my God, Siphon Filter was a game, man.
Fun. And even games that are kind of in a different stories, like Tenchi, Stealth Assassin, like all those genres of games. I don't know what it was, man. I could go back and play them right now and have just as much fun. But I totally agree with what you're saying. I think after Metal Gear Solid 3, it really just moved on where they're trying to make this epic movie. And the problem is you had other games that kind of were similar, like Uncharted. I think that the newer Tomb Raider had come out at that point.
I think that Uncharted, and The Last of Us honestly ruined single player like action-driven games.
No, look at G.
No,
G's like, no.
No, I'm not saying, and I'm not saying I do not like The Last of Us. Okay. I played that on PS3 with a buddy of mine, and I cried like a schoolgirl at the end because it was a great game.
I haven't played Last of Us, but we're about
I'm just saying that they've taken the single-player scope away from like the Metal Gear Siphon Filter and like Splinter Cell scene was.
It's changed into like an epic like movie almost, because with Uncharted, I literally sat and watched my roommate play through the second one. I specifically remember just sitting there watching him and like, how come I don't hate this? Why don't I want to get up and play video game? Awesome.
Well, like I remember the funny joke that they had for Uncharted, I think it was 4, where like the guy's playing it and this girl's like, oh, is this a movie? And she like sits down and she just starts watching him play it. And like it's almost become like that where the games are now movies. And I don't mind that.
And
like
somehow Twitch is popular. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's just I don't know, like I feel like this is gonna be more I have this fear that it's gonna be an open world game. Because that's the thing nowadays is everything's like, oh well, we only have about 2 hours of story, but we have about 80 hours of content if you go from point A to point Z plus,
Yep.
Yeah.
But to me, The Last of Us is my like #1 game. I cannot wait for The Last of Us 2.
Dude, it's gonna
like
be
they spoil people with the story mode for that, because now every single player game, it has to be on The Last of Us level. If it's
I
not,
don't tear up,
it's
sucks.
like
exactly.
Like,
if I don't have someone to cry over.
Yeah, like you gotta feel it, man. They made you feel that game really, really well. Like I was like, wow.
Well, I just got excited seeing Square Enix is who is developing it, and so I love a whole bunch of games that they have done, and so I'm like, maybe they'll do something a little bit different. I don't know, but it's 2017, and we're all trying to make money, so whatever's selling, I'm sure that's how they're going to make the game.
Yeah,
and that's the sad part of it.
The only game you can throw back is Sonic Mania. That they can stay to their.
And I think that's why I've gone more towards liking the indie games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have not obviously streamed for almost 2 months now, but I have played the crap out of that Hellblade game.
Hellblade was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, and I was blown away. Like, I saw someone stream it, and I'm like, this is an amazing game. I was like, how much is this? And they're like, oh, it's $30. I'm like, wait, 30? This game is 30. This isn't $60. And they're like, no, I went ching bot right away.
Dude, honestly, that game, I feel like what's his name was saying, King was saying, a lot of games out there, kind of parallel to what you're saying, are upping the standards for story games. Because usually back in the day, like a story game is a story game. If it had a story, it was cool. But now I've noticed, and we kind of touched on this a lot last episode of the podcast, of how they're drawing parallels, and they're pulling on your heartstrings, they're pulling your emotions. It's an emotional roller coaster ride, and they're making them like movies for a reason. Because we watch movies because it takes us through a journey of emotions, you know. And games are starting to do the same exact thing. The Last of Us 2. I mean, you got Legacy, Hellblade. There's some amazing. Life is Strange. Season 1, Season 2. There's countless games out there that are literally just like, wow. I feel like I pretty much just watched a show, you know? Or
You know what I could honestly do without, though, in video games that I absolutely hate is quick time events.
I think they're cool. I like them.
Well, I'll tell you why I don't like them. When I first had a quick time event in God of War, I thought it was badass because it had a purpose. Like you were actually ripping off like Poseidon's left arm, and then you were trying to rip off his right arm or whatever. And this is spoiler alert, so mute it if you don't want to hear this for a game that came out 3 years ago or something. When the quick time event final boss in Dying Light was the thing, I was like, quick time events I hate them now. And so I can't stand them. Ever since that game, any game I play where there's a quick time event, I'm all like, I hate you.
Did you finish Dying Light?
I just picked it up.
I didn't finish it.
I'm so
I didn't finish it. Well, there you go.
The rest of the game is amazing, and then you get to the end and you're just like, yep, this is it. Oh, sorry.
Man, I still haven't finished the DLC for Dying Light, man. Me and my one of my boys started playing it. Okay. The DLC is also good, man. If you haven't played it, you should pick it up and play it, man. You could drive around in little dune buggies. Man, it's
I definitely
awesome.
need to go ahead and play that.
I totally cheated though and Googled where to find that amazing sword.
Oh my
the
god,
only weapon.
bro.
So King,
That's
you need to Google like the Dying Light sword. It's this like Excalibur sword that never breaks. You can chop the shit out of everything. It makes the game amazing.
I'm the guy that played all
Fuck that sword.
Resident Evil and all those games with my Game Shark, so it's cool.
Dude, I shit you not. When I found that sword, I went on Spotify and put on X is going to give it to you, and I just ran for zombies.
X gonna give it to you. You got?
I went old school, man.
I'm telling you, that sword is OP. It was OP. It made me not like, cause my friend he found the sword, and it made me not want him in my game. That's how bad it was.
It wasn't fun.
It was like, man, you're killing everything, man. Save some for me. I want to see something. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Different
about The Last of Us, just about finding things that were OP. Okay, the arrows and headshotting people. When you learned that the arrows were rare, did you save your arrows, or did you just use them?
I just used everything.
I didn't really get to play that game. I got to play a little bit. I was more like you when you were watching your friend play Uncharted. I was more just enveloped in the story while my buddy was playing it. So I would just be sitting there being like, you ain't found an arrow in a while, Steve. You might want to keep those, bro. And he's like, yeah, I think I should. And he'd like be creeping around those things going, and I'd be like, oh, it's going to get you.
Bro, that game actually jump scared me, like, for real.
Sorry.
But I just remember hearing that, okay, the arrows are really rare. Okay, good. I won't use any arrows. That game was so incredibly hard without using the arrows. That was crazy. Yeah. I can't wait for the second one, man.
All right, so we're going to move on, guys, to a game that my boy Geefamous has chosen to talk about today. This game is called Survive the Nights. We're going to show you guys a little trailer. Would you like to expound on it before we jump into the trailer, G?
To be honest with you, I don't have much to say about this game because I don't have much information. All I know is an open world survival game, and it's a survival game that you've been waiting for. Like, I've been waiting for it. I know a couple of you guys been waiting for it because I love survival games, but survival games don't capture us like they supposed to, man. Like, you're supposed to be scared to go out because the NPC zombies or whatever mutants, anything, it's supposed to be like so overpowered that you need help to take these down. Nowadays, it's like survival games are like, oh, we're just surviving against other players. okay, I'm scared of the players, not the NPC models. So
Yeah, like you just walk around the zombie and
yeah,
hide in a
yeah.
bush.
yeah, it's
And they'll
like
go away.
you just walk in front of the zombie, and be like, "Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm right here. Aren't you going to like at least do anything to me?"
Yeah. Yeah,
But yeah.
I definitely have some things I want to say about that. So we're gonna rock the trailer real quick. I'll count down. Let me know when you guys got it.
I don't think the trailer is in here.
Can you put it in Discord?
I think let me see.
I'll drop it real quick. I got you.
Okay.
I'll drop it in the.
Yeah, I've been a backer of this game since 2015, and
buddy.
they're still working on it. So either they're making a beast survival game,
Oh,
or
no,
they're
it's
just
there.
playing it out.
It's there. See,
Either
number
one.
4 under King of Soup.
Oh, there you go.
Do
Yep,
you want
it's
to
there.
know why this game is taking so long, people? It's because it's made by like less than 10 people, from what
That's
I've heard.
awesome.
Well,
It
I
was
mean,
originally started
yeah.
with like 2 people, I think, that had a dream to make an actual hardcore survival game.
That's gonna be
And
awesome.
they put it
Yeah.
on Kickstarter, and like they hit their goal within like 2 days or some
Damn.
insanely quick number.
All right, so let's rock the trailer. Of a countdown. You guys all ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, click. Just broke into somebody's house.
It looks like it was worth it.
What's even crazier though is you get like moral choices and shit can happen. Yeah, your mental state can change depending on what you do to people.
And also, what I love about the game is you can board up every window in that RV. Now I know it looks like kind of glitchy, but I'm pretty sure when the game actually comes out, that's going to be smooth. Because this trailer, I think this trailer is when they first like almost launched, like announced it and everything like that.
So far, it got better.
Yes, so
I'm digging the hunting. I'm digging the hunting. Wait a minute, isn't this that one guy that makes YouTube videos? Sacral. Isn't this his game?
No, that's Breaking
no.
Point that he's helping out with.
That is really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm digging the whole cooking and hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They got
like
seasons?
it's
Do that with a
very,
crew would be
very
really
in
fun.
depth, man. It's very in depth, man. Like
Wow.
crazy seasons. They have seasons and everything.
What?
It's like what you want the forest to be.
And you
Right?
can craft stuff to actually set traps. Zombies coming in.
Yeah.
This thing goes up into flames.
This looks
Crazy.
really good.
This actually looks really good. I don't care about the graphics. This actually looks like a lot of fun to play with people. So I'd like betray King and like offer him as an offering to the zombies.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
used to it.
I like how you could set anything wherever you want it.
Mhm.
There's no snap. There's no snap where you have to set it here, there,
Yep.
or just that spot.
Now I'm assuming this is gonna be PvP as well, right?
Oh,
Yes, this is PvP. Nothing but PvP and PV.
So it's kind of like
PV.
DayZ. Kind of like DayZ, but
Kind
It'll
of like
probably
Day.
come out a little sooner.
Yeah. It's like DayZ with everything you ever wanted DayZ to be able to do. I guess.
can you imagine the RP in this? Oh yes. that's
Oh yeah,
RP.
dude.
That's RP. Oh man, that's dope.
Let me just head on over to this Kickstarter real quick.
I'm just gonna head on over and buy a couple packages real quick. But honestly, that looks good. Like when you
Yeah.
first were talking about it, I was like, another survival game. But I mean, I'm looking at it now, and you said that this is kind of like this is months ago when they released this video. It looks good. Can you imagine the graphics now?
Yes. Like I'm in their Discord, and they have like I'm telling you, they have so many people that are like starters inside of this Discord. The list goes on and on and on and on. Like when this game launch is going to be big. To a survival game, and I've been waiting for a survival game.
Do they have a date at all?
No,
like,
I don't think they have a date.
No, they're very interactive with people in their Kickstarter. Like I get like weekly or monthly emails saying, "Hey, we've been working on this. We've been working on multiplayer."
That's good.
Like if you want me to, I could like here, I'm gonna hand this to you in your Discord.
So here's my question. How do you think this is gonna set itself apart from the other survival games? I mean, we've all played DayZ, the standalone, H1Z1 just survived, and then we got Armored 3, Armored 2 DayZ mods. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody has had a chance to play DayZ or the mod. You know what I mean? We all have.
I think this one set itself aside from those games is you got a eating system, and I'm pretty sure this eating system is like in depth, and you have to eat like so often, and you have to hunt for that food. Plus they have little things that you could do. Turn on light switches, man. Like this light switch, just turn on that light. You could board up windows and everything like that. It's the stuff that we want.
It's the small stuff, the small things.
Yes.
Well, and if I can piggyback off of G, he said it originally when we were watching the trailer. You know, you can place anything anywhere you want to place it. Like I can't. That's one of the things I hate about most open world survival games. Why the fuck can't this wall snap to this frame, or why won't this foundation go there? You know, here like there's no marker telling him he can't put that plank on that wall. But it's not just that. Like the thing that I don't like about DayZ is there's no consequences and repercussions for being a bandit person. In Arma 2, there was at least some type of, bandit or hero like class of character, and Breaking Point is going to have like those different classes, which I think you have to have that in a survival kind of game. You have to have some type of reward and consequence. Otherwise, it's nothing. Like, I mean, because let's be honest, in a real world scenario, you would have people like it would probably be like The Walking Dead. There would be people that would make societies, and it'd be the guy that he's the badass guy, and then there'd be another guy making society that would be like the nice guy kind of thing. And there would be clashes and stuff like that. Yeah, there would be war. In DayZ, there's no reason. Like, you die, spawn, go to Cherno, get a gun, go back, Yeah. There's no repercussion for actually doing anything bad or doing anything good. And I feel like this having this whole mental status of like I think it's like, from what I've heard in one of their talks about it, is you can actually like lose sanity for like eating human flesh, and then for shooting other players, you can like your mental health will go down, and like it's got consequences. That's what I like about it.
That's cool.
Do you know off the top of your head what kind of consequences you have for as your mental health? I guess.
No, I don't. Like right in the trailer, they were just kind of talking about the moral choices and stuff like that, and how his mental health can change.
Yeah, because I mean, if the only thing that happens, I look at my hand, I got blood, I'm shooting everybody.
I think like I wanted to bet it'd be like some type of almost like maybe amnesia darkness.
Or maybe like you black out every now and then. I don't know,
something like that. Yeah,
it's be something that probably hinders the gameplay. But I honestly think it looks promising. And I mean, the RP is going to be amazing.
No, I'm the same way as you, man. I look at a game, the first thing I think is
RP.
Can I RP in that?
Yeah, I think everybody here does.
Can I RP?
And see, mine is, can I raid somebody's base and make them sad?
It makes them cry. Yeah, I think it's everybody. But yeah, that's actually. Oh man, I'm definitely be keeping my eye on that game right there.
I think I might pre-order that.
I think I might do that too.
Yeah, man. If you guys want to, go ahead, because I think it's well worth it.
How much is it?
$24.99.
Yeah, like 20.
And I imagine the price will go up as
just don't buy 2 Starbucks and you'll be good to go.
And you can get into their Discord. The developers are in there 24/7, answering questions. Like if you got questions, like I know this Discord is packed of information. I just haven't read all the information that they have over there in the Discord because I've been busy myself. Like right now in this Discord, they got 610 backers, 11. Like it's growing. Like every minute I'm seeing it change. Like just a minute ago I told you it was 609. Now 612. And it's just growing.
That's crazy.
Back to back to back to back, man. There's going to be a lot of people playing this game.
I think we're all looking for that survival game, that space game, that shooter. Like,
they have to find the right.
Yeah, and this brings up a topic, or a conversation point for especially G and you, Glitch. Do you prefer a game where you see the like ability for role play? Or do you prefer a game that immediately just says it's role play? Like, oh, we're a role play game, you know?
Honestly, I would, if there ever was a game out there that said we are for role play, I would hands down like this is our safe haven. This is what we're waiting for. Obviously, we think about. I didn't even say that, but who knows if that's even coming? You know?
Yeah. To be honest with you, 100%. I don't think that game is coming. The stuff that they showed us on YouTube about identity, it's like. Is this too good to be true?
Yeah,
like, they showed you a house. They showed you a house that looks really, really good. That you could like put decorations on the wall. You can like put your bed in there, and everything. And I was like, man, this looks like you have to have a spaceship computer or whatever
to run it.
To run it, yes.
But they'll probably
people are all like,
graphics.
People are all like, well, I can't wait till this game come out. Well, do you have a computer that can actually run that game? Because I don't think it's going to be like that, man. And if it does come out and it be what they say, hey, well, then I take everything back that I said right here.
Bro,
I think, like, I like games where there's the opportunity for me to insert role play, not being like involved in a game that says it's all role play. Like, a good example is Reign of Kings. That game looks like crap. And when Mr. Moon and his community got a hold of it, it became this huge role play based hilariously fun game to play that got huge, whereas some game like this Identity, I haven't really seen much hype about it since right after it first came out. Now it's just like
well, I think it's one thing to take a game and then transition it into role play and make a role play community out of it, and there's nothing of taking a game and like, this is our game. Like, I'm pretty sure we're all thinking this is our game. Like, if Identity comes out and it delivers on what it says it's gonna be, this game is gonna blow up on Twitch. I mean, this game is gonna be the most played role play game. Like, you say bye to GTA RP, say bye to Arc RP, say bye to Minecraft RP, say bye to what is it? I don't know, whatever role play you want to do. This game is gonna be that game. And my thing is like, these devs have to look at Twitch and be like, I mean, they know how much we want a role play game, so why aren't they delivering? You know what I mean? That's my thing. Like, are they taking their time? Because like, there's other games like Star Citizen. That game has so many backers, so much money put in that game, but they're taking forever too. You know, and it's like these games, they do take time. You know, but we're all gamers, so we want it now. But you can't like, you know, spoon feed us a Costco sample of greatness and then be like, well, you know, you can eat a couple years later, you know, and it's like, dang, man.
Okay, so that's where we mess up as gamers, yo. When we see a game that we like, we want it now. That trailer that they make or that you seen wasn't the full game. They just did that to hype you up.
I think they did that for
And when they release a game on early access, you buy the game, but then when you see a bug in it, you complain about the bugs. Red Dead Redemption was supposed to come out, I think, February this year. They held that game back and it's still not out yet. And I think the reason they held it back is they seen that some stuff wasn't to their liking. So they just held it back and working on that stuff. Rockstar do a good job of just hiding all the information about their game.
Oh, yeah.
Because they know down the line they're going to be making money on this game for like 10 years. Like, you don't never see them go to any convention or anything, man.
They don't have to.
Yeah, they don't have to.
Their games speak volumes. Yeah, that's kind of like. Have you noticed like Lamborghini, Ferrari don't have TV commercials? Because their cars speak for themselves.
It's just that allure.
It's just that allure. And I'm not gonna lie, Rockstar puts out some amazing games. Like GTA is still played years later for the story game, for the multiplayer, for RP. And Red Dead, please, I'm praying to Rockstar guys.
Come on. If
please let us role play that game.
If they don't put it on PC, I'm gonna be mad.
I'm gonna be very.
You know what
mad.
it is though? I almost guarantee they will, just because of the way the Wild West MMO has done what they've done, how Rockstar has seen GTA 5 blow up once it came out on PC, and how the longevity of GTA 5 has maintained because of the roleplay. Because honestly, if they don't go that extra step and include it, I think they're stupid. They're missing out on a huge portion of cash money.
What they will probably end up doing is releasing it first for console and then waiting a couple months to half a year to release it for PC.
Because why not double dip?
Why not double dip? Why not create the hype, create the hype, sell copies, and then create more hype and then sell more copies?
I mean,
we don't like it, but I mean,
we don't like it, but that's what we're gonna do. They did the same thing with GTA.
Oh yeah,
GTA is still $60, bro. I can't believe
it's still full. That's what I was saying. I looked at the other day.
It's crazy.
Still $60, man.
And you know what though? People hop into somebody's stream watching them play GTA 5 roleplay and say, "Oh my god, this is so much fun! I guess I gotta go buy GTA 5."
And down goes the $60. I definitely feel you on that.
Yep, and they end up not being able to play the roleplay server.
End up not getting it. You're sitting there for an hour trying to spam in that server. Oh Lord.
Yeah, man.
But okay, so we're gonna move on to these are more general topics about the content creator community, gaming in general, and I feel like this is this part where I'm looking for the different perspectives on matters that are very prominent right now on the social interwebs. I've seen these conversations happen on Twitter. I've seen me talking about YouTube. I've seen streamers talk about them live. One thing I really want to talk about and get you guys' perspective and opinion on is pretty much I saw somebody talking about on Twitter. And I think we could kind of see this everywhere in life. We've seen it with the please don't shoot me, the whole PewDiePie situation. We've seen this with pretty much anything. We've seen this with anything that someone has strong emotions about. We've seen it. The whole mentality is, do you need a safe haven? Do you you're a crybaby, you're a whiner. Like no one could say anything without receiving backlash. And one thing I want to get is these whole get thicker skin and self-respect and respect on I guess you would say women, the minorities in the game community, women. I've seen like that from the beginning, honestly, from the beginning of gaming. There's people have always had this mentality of just disrespect women, you know? Oh, there's no girl gamers, and if they are, I'm gonna be rude to them to scare them off. You know what I mean? I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like it's prominent? Do you feel like it's kind of, it's just blown out of proportion, that's not really happening, or it just happens every now and then?
I've personally never seen the bullying, but it's always like, oh my god, a girl. There's a girl in here. Like, that's the thing.
Back in my WoW raiding days, I have been in a raid where we've been on Ventrilo or TeamSpeak, and the one girl healer in our guild or raid would speak up and be like, guys, everyone needs to fucking focus fire, and everyone goes, girl? And then it gets quiet, who said that? Who was the girl? You know, I mean, so
it's so
this
sad.
is a sad thing.
It's so sad. Oh my god.
I hate to say this. Stereotypes are a stereotype because somebody at some time did something that led someone to believe that's how everybody does it. And so, the unfortunate thing, people get bullied. That shit sucks. It happens. And I feel that it's a double-edged sword for content creators. You have to have thicker skin when you're sitting in front of somebody on a stream. I cannot tell you the amount of times that the typical troll comes into my chat and says something about my fatness, my beardness, my glasses, or tries to do a combination of 2 and or 3 of those things. You know, and I've seen some people break down and cry over a lot less. And I'm just like, hey, man, if you're going to put yourself out there for people to do shit like that to you, you have to expect that it can and might happen.
I'm going to interject. That mentality is saying, it's going to happen, And when
I didn't say it is going to happen. I'm just going to say it could happen.
Yeah, but that mentality is like you're just kind of like desensitizing everybody to it. Like we've all been trolled. We've all been.
Oh God, you're not saying it's okay though, right?
But
no,
it's not okay.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening right now is everybody's so hey, it's gonna happen, but nobody's like, hey, this is not okay. As a community on Twitch or gamers in general, nobody's standing up and saying. I mean, there are the people that say that, but nobody's saying, hey, this is not okay to come into a female stream or say this to a female gamer or to say to a male gamer. Nobody's doing that.
From my personal perspective, this is how I've always been. One of my big rules is you can say whatever you want about me in my channel, but if you come into my stream and you talk shit about another streamer or you talk shit about somebody else in the chat, I give the full-fledged authority of my moderators to pull out their Mjolnir ban hammer and ban the fuck out of you because you're not respecting the other people that are in my channel watching me do something.
Yeah.
I have a thick skin. I was, in the Navy for 4 years, so I've heard all the gay sailor jokes you could ever think to hear, and I think they're hilarious, And so I'm used to it. I don't think that other people should have to put up with it. And if I was a moderator in somebody else's channel, I wouldn't allow it to happen because I don't think that you should do that. The unfortunate thing is there are jackasses that because they have the, cloak of anonymousness or anonymity, I can't ever say that word.
And I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try.
I'm definitely not gonna try.
We're all like,
but because they can hide behind a fucking computer screen, they're gonna say whatever they think they can, and it's only a small portion of people. I wholeheartedly feel that there's only a small percentage of the world's internet population that are actual trolls. The problem
bro. I've seen some horrible people out there.
The problem is though, it's just like real life. If you go to a restaurant and you have good customer service, you are half as less likely to complain or tell people about that good customer service as you are when you've had a bad experience. Yeah. So you hear more about bad trolling experiences than when you hear about like a good story where some dude raised $5,000.
No, I've seen them. You can go on Twitter right now, man. Go on Twitter right now and just look at the comments. And
it's bad.
And I agree with you saying, but the what I don't agree is it's and I see people saying is, well, you gotta expect it. We all expect it's coming. Yes, it's gonna happen. There are possibilities that'll happen, but no, it is not tolerated. That's where we gotta that's where we gotta differentiate right there. Yes, it's gonna happen. We can't stop it. And we put ourselves out there on the interwebs, it's gonna happen. But no, it is not tolerated. That's what it should be. For females, for males, just for trolling in general, or just being we touched on last week, racist, discriminatory, sexist. That should not be accepted in any community, And I think me and King talked about this, is holding yourself responsible in professionalism as content creators. And I've been seeing, man, I think Geefamous too, I've been seeing so much drama going down on Twitter. Like, there's some stuff that I want to comment on but I'm like, if I do that, I'm gonna get blown up,
I've stayed away from stirring that pot of bees.
And
I try to stay away from stuff like that, but RP gets you into stuff like that.
Yeah,
it really does.
And I honestly think empathy is a big thing that's lacking in just the human race right now. Empathy. Whether I know how King's feeling, whether I agree how he's feeling, I should still be compassionate and say, hey, I don't know how he's feeling, but I know he's sad, or I know he's mad, or this is bothering him. Let me step back and look at their point of view. You know what I mean? And I've seen this comment, I actually saw it in the chat too, it's 2017, grow up, you need a safe haven. That mentality right there is not okay. Like it's 2017, we all should have empathy,
I believe that it harks back to the golden rule. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you, which is why even if I don't like somebody, like there have been times, Glitch, where I've had to role play with people who I've been told in my Discord were talking shit about me on their stream, right? And so what I've done is, even though I don't want to talk to this motherfucker, and this is back in my ARC days, like I haven't had it, like I've actually enjoyed everybody I've RP'd with on GTA 5. Like I've had to sit there and with a shit-eating grin be the nicest person I could be and role play out the situation, But I've known that like I can't be the person that, because I believe that a smile is contagious. And I also believe a frown is just as contagious in this world.
It is. It is.
And so, like, I try to make sure that even if I don't, like, I always tell people, even if I don't like you, I will always say hi to you. And just because I say hi to you doesn't mean I have to like you.
Oh, there's been some times where I found out via, like G said, in role play, people get very personal and very in their feelings. And there's been time where I had to role play with a couple people that I'm just like, this person does not like me because my style of RP apparently, you know?
Yeah, and I mean it's a thing that we walk in the role play scenario because you know, it's not just shoot first and then take loot and then don't give a fuck later. You know, I mean, you have to deal with these people, and but I agree. I'm in a perfect world, people would respect everybody, and you wouldn't have to worry about this. But it's all the biggest problem about it is the fact that I can sit here at my computer and be a total butthead to everybody and get away with it, you know, and not have to worry about it. And it should not be, you know, hashtag 2017 grow up. You should be the change.
I hate when people say that. I hate people say that.
I hate it too.
That's a cop out. It's 2017. That is the biggest cop out I've ever heard. And then next year, 2018, 2019. Every year someone's saying 2015, 2000. What does that even mean? Like, what does that mean?
Maybe you guys are reading that different than I am, because when I read it's 2017 grow up, I read that as the dude that's talking all the trash and being an asshole, he needs to grow up. Not because we all need to worry about what we're saying and have integrity and all that. But there's a point to where it's like, what are we really going to do to stop all the bullying or whatever, besides being an example and or banning or timing out somebody that's in your chat when it comes to that, speaking of live streaming. But I mean, like there is a point where it's like putting more emphasis on something that's happening like that is just going to keep bringing it to light over and over, and that stuff's going to get beat down, and then the trolls are just going to keep getting fed. That's what I've seen a little bit.
Yeah, but that's not, obviously they'll come out because they want to troll, because that's what trolls do. But what I'm saying is, we should, like you said, we should lead by example. People
and I try to.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You might think, oh well, you know, I have a positive stream. I am very open minded, and I try to promote this in my stream. You might think, yes, a lost cause because you still see it in the world, but every bit helps, man. You might not, you know, change one person's mentality in one day, but you might change somebody's person's mentality in a month or a year. And G's seen it. We've all seen it. We've all touched people, and that not in a physical way, in a very spiritual or mentally way.
Physical way. That's so sad.
in a mentally or spiritual way, and we've helped people's lives out. We've changed their life, and that's what I'm saying. People don't understand, as a content creator, you have the opportunity, you have the drive, and there's the potential to change people's lives by just them watching. And that is what I'm talking about. We need to hold ourselves, each other and ourselves, in the community we're in the gaming community and in Twitch as a whole, accountable to how we act and what we say and what we do. Because there's some crazy, insane stuff that people get away with, and we just kind of stand by because I don't want to have any drama. I don't want all this person's followers to come after me, and I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose views. And I've seen this. Oh man, me and G talk about this a lot. I've seen this happen so much, where something happens that I think is wrong, or King thinks is wrong, or Beard thinks is wrong, or G thinks is wrong, and we're just like, oh bro, yeah, man, that's real wrong right there, bro. And we talk about each other, but people think, oh, when you complain about it, you hate that person. No, we're just bringing to light that something we think is morally wrong. It should not be ever okay in the gaming or Twitch community, content creator community, because I've seen a lot of
and like, okay, so there was a time where I was very adamantly angered in how the IRL community, how you would see what's called, like, you know, the cam girls. I was always like, I can't stand that, you know, they're always wearing these skimpy shirts and blah blah blah. And then one day I saw Monty Brython post this really in-depth tweet. He said, I don't care about the cam girl viewers and followers, because that's the community that I'm never gonna have in my channel anyway.
They won't come.
And I was like, and after he said that, I was like, holy shit. It was like, you know, a light opened up and hit me in the face. I was like, the dude's right. No matter if Twitch boycotts and breaks down all these people that wear scantily clad shirts. They're not gonna watch my stream.
That audience is not gonna. They're not gonna be like, oh
I'm
well,
not
that girl's
gonna
gone.
be the type
I'm
of
gonna go
streamer
watch
that,
Bearded Noob.
Yeah, like, oh well, I can't watch boobies. Let's go watch this dude and his fat boobies. There's never gonna be that, and so like that's when I just became the whole thing of like, I'm not gonna bash people in general. Like I wouldn't like ever single any, like I can't stand how people have been doing this where they like IRL hunt for females that are showing their like skin and really go like bully them. I was like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, you can get banned for this, and of course they won't get banned because they have to do something really horrible on Twitch to get Twitch to ban you.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. I think everybody here has. And when I first started streaming, I was like, "What's up with these booby streamers? Like, is this the right platform?" Everybody's thought that, but at the same time, I had the same epiphany you did. What does it matter? Because that audience, that community is not gonna come watch me. That's not the community I want.
You don't have that to offer.
I don't have. Big.
I don't know. I think Glitch would look all right in a little tube top tank top.
But one thing
I got on Twitch one time like that.
You did? Nice.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Oh man, somebody FaceTime me that clip. No, but I want to.
Oh no!
I want to kind of bounce off what Bearded says. And warning, this is a very sensitive topic, and some people are gonna probably get their feelings hurt, or some people might agree or disagree. But at the end of the day, guys, if we agree or disagree, we can still be cordial and respectful about it. Now, I want to touch on, and I'm not gonna say any names for this because I don't want anybody to go hunting me down with a pitchfork. But I want to point out, I've been seeing an increase of, me and Keith talked about, of females lately, and like we said, there's nothing wrong with boost. You can do it. You can stream whatever you want, man. Just be respectful. But I've been seeing, and this is on Twitter and this is on Instagram. You do whatever you want with the account, but being more, as I would say, like showy, promiscuous, showy. I'm trying to find the right word, showy. And there's nothing wrong with that, bro. I mean, everybody likes a good-looking man or a good-looking woman. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to realize, what are you trying to gain by doing that? That's what I want to touch on. Not so much it's wrong, because it's not. You can do whatever you want on Instagram and Twitter. You can post all the pictures you want, but you have to know what your goal and why you're doing it, your intent. You know what I mean? And my main question is, I stand back and say, what is their intent? Because I've been seeing a lot of, and there's nothing wrong with females accepting their body or males accepting their body. And there's been a lot of this, and I praise it. That's awesome to come to terms with your body, whether you're skinny, whether you're not skinny, whether you're fit, whether you're not fit. It's a beautiful thing to accept your body. But one thing I've been seeing lately, and I'm not singling anybody out, is I've been seeing that so-called motive to share those kind of pictures. And I've been seeing a couple people that are generally, they're happy about their body and they've come a long way, and I applaud them. Round of applause. But then I've seen other women or even guys piggyback off that and be like, oh, well, they're doing it, I'm just gonna label mine the same. And literally, I see it as disrespectful. I see it as dumbing down their goals and what they're doing by just piggyback off that, and I'm just gonna just show my body whatever I want, which is not wrong. But you have to also think about, how does that make you look, and what is your goals, and why are you doing that?
Yeah, it all comes down to integrity of like, what's the point of what you're doing, whether it's showing more skin or if copying somebody's style of editing in a, I don't want to, because it's okay to like see things that are trending, but even like if you're like, I can figure out my little way to sneak in there and whatever, as long as you're morally acceptable for yourself and you're okay with your integrity, I mean, it's fine.
I think,
go.
I think it's just a matter of how confident the person is and if they respect themselves. The unfortunate thing is, because somebody may dress or do a certain thing on stream or on their Instagram or whatever, there is, regardless of how much skin they show or what they're talking about, what content they're providing, there is always going to be some type of a troll that's wanting to go in there and ruin what they're doing. And so, like, you don't necessarily have to have, it's not thick, it's not even thick skin. You just have to be prepared for the opportunity that somebody is going to come and try to ruin your day. It may never happen. It might happen every day. Like, a big prime example is like the big 4chan raids, like how this, just trolling community will come and try to 4chan raid people on a nightly basis, And like, I have never seen that happen. I have some friends who have had that happen to them 4 times in a month. I've had a friend that happened to him just the other day, and he like sent me a message on Discord and was like, "Holy shit, these people are cancer." And I'm like, hey man, they're just a community of anonymous people that love to troll. That's just what they do.
I had a couple of people come in my chat like that, bro. But my mods handle it. You know, I didn't say too much to them, and they just get in there and say the off the wall things to you. You'd be like, what the heck? Does humans really think like that?
And that's the problem.
And they just call you names, all kind of names, man. Like, bro, no lie, man. Like you were saying earlier, you get picked on how big you are and stuff like that. I get picked on how skinny I am. But the point is, it's like, when do you get accepted and not picked on? Like, if you're buff, hey, somebody's still gonna pick at you because you over.
Oh, they'll call you something like a meathead or
you too buff. It's like, when are you perfect? Like, shit. When are you gonna stop?
You know what's
saying
sad
shit?
is what's sad is no matter how you look, you are always gonna not be perfect to somebody.
Someone's gonna judge you.
Someone's always gonna want to try to knock you down a peg or two. I mean, that's how it is. And I think that having a good community and a good group of, like friends, moderators, and, being comfortable in your own skin essentially is what can help you, which is why even if someone calls me a fat piece of, crap, or calls me Osama bin Laden's terrorist cousin, or I don't know, Al-Qaeda streaming, I don't care. I'm fine with it because
I wish my beard would grow like that. Mine won't even grow like that.
Oh man, I'm telling you,
I wish I could do
trash
it.
can on some glue. That's how this is there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna get this misconstrued when they watch this on YouTube or whatever, or they're viewing it now. What we're doing is we're not putting anybody down. We're not trying to make anybody uncomfortable. We're not saying this is wrong, this is right. What I am saying is you have to understand there's motives to every action. And what motive do you have, And there are pros and cons of each motive. That's what we're saying. And this topic has been, I've been seeing it talked a lot on Twitter, and that's why I brought it up. Yeah, it's an uncomfortable topic. Yeah, some people might get upset at us, but we're all being respectful. Me, G, Bearded Noob, and King are being very respectful and very constructive and positive about these conversations. What I've noticed is conversations like these are kind of like pushed in the shadow in fear of whiplash. But why be in fear of whiplash if you're not being disrespectful? You're not singling anybody out. You're not being rude, all we're saying is like how I associate myself with being a positive, fun streamer. Mm-hmm. How Grimm's associates himself with being a great pug player. How King associates himself with being EFT, ARC. We all associate ourselves with certain things, and we're all a brand. I don't think a lot of people realize that we're all a brand. Beard's a brand, G's a brand, King's a brand. We're all personal brands, and every action you do, every move you take, every breath you take, like this song, every tweet you tweet, we're all on the interwebs. It'll stay here. They are all steps that'll affect us, and that's what I'm saying.
And I think you could actually sum it up with one particular YouTuber / streamer that we all know. Is Casey Tron. She is an awesome role player that has built up a community of trolls, that are fucking hilarious at times. But she knows exactly what she wanted to do. She knew how she wanted to brand herself. She knew how she wanted to do it. And she's amassed this, gigantic level of, infamous, like, fame. Like, I remember when she was on the RP First server, Glitch, and like her Mary Jane character was having so many troubles with my Becky Savage character. Like, no lie, King and G, her followers would come into my chat after she was done streaming and be like, Becky's a fucking whore. She's a slut. She doesn't even wear the right clothes. Because my character would run around in a bikini. And so, like, and it was hilarious. Like, I thought it was hysterical. But it was like, I knew what I was in for because of the kind of character I was role-playing as. And, like, I don't know. I feel like, you have to have respect for yourself and be comfortable enough to know that if you do a certain thing, just in general, like streaming, just streaming in general, whether you're a man, woman, transgender, gay, it doesn't matter what race you are. You have to know that there's going to be somebody out there that may one day come into your channel and want to push a button to try to piss you off. And it can happen. It might never happen.
Yeah.
But there's always the chance there.
I think some of this may be getting misconstrued of we're trying to say watch your integrity of who you are as a streamer. That is yes what we're saying, but we're in no way trying to say girls that show their skin have bad views on how they're streaming or dudes that show skin. We're not trying to say that at all. We're talking about how
integrity.
We as streamers want to be positive role models. Well, I say we as in us four is what it seems like. There are plenty of streamers that's not their goal, but if you are worrying about trolling, worried about bullying, be a positive light in your community, in your stream. We're in no way trying to be sexist, racist, any of that stuff. We're just trying to bring light to the discussion and say, yes, we are 4 dudes talking. Yes, we want some female people to come in here and give their opinion.
And it's going to happen. And it's going to happen.
100%. It just happens that there's 4 dudes right now.
Yeah.
I get it. This is a touchy subject. And it gives me the willies talking about it, and I see people in chat saying, "You're just a bunch of dicks talking about what." Listen, I get it. I don't want to offend anybody. So stay tuned for further streams. We're gonna have some females on here and get their perspectives. Because we want to know as well. We want to know what's going on and what. It gives me the creeps talking about this.
And the reason why I brought it up, because it is uncomfortable. But these evolve us as people, as humans, as content creators, sharing these perspectives. And this conversation, I brought this up because this conversation will probably carry through to a couple podcasts where we're going to have female creative streamers on or female gamers on, and they get to talk about this. Just like if there was a podcast full of women and they were talking about men streaming, they can do that because we're all humans, you know? As long as you're being respectful, constructive, I see nothing wrong with it, you know?
Yeah, I think our goal is just don't be a dick. Let's be positive. Let's have fun. And
it reminds
not
me
bully.
It reminds me of the Team America monologue at the end, where it's like some people are pussies and some people are assholes, and then some people are dicks.
Hey, to be honest with you, yo, like there's no subject that actually, make me feel uncomfortable.
I'm not uncomfortable at all.
Like I said from the get-go, I'm a real person. I talk about real things. Whether you don't like them or not, so anything that somebody has to talk about, I will sit there and listen to.
I would gladly listen.
I will probably say some things myself. If a person feel uncomfortable with that, I can't help them. It's real things that need to be talked about. Because if not, it's just going to be pushed to the side.
It's just going to be pushed aside, and everybody's going, and no one's going to ever talk about it. And then it's going to be misconstrued. It's going to be twisted, and that's why we're trying to bring it to light, so we can kind of get a better idea of what's happening.
I mean, just us talking about it now, it's already been, at least from what I'm seeing from the chat, looks like some people are taking it the wrong way.
Yeah, and it's going to happen, and I'm going to say something, and what I've noticed is it's people say, well, this is a gaming platform, stick to gaming. But I'm a human first before I'm a content creator. We're all humans first before a content creator. I don't like sexism. I don't like racism. I don't like discrimination. I don't like any of that. And I'm definitely down to talk about it because I'm a human that is affected by these things. And I'm not gonna shut up about it.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to.
You're not gonna put me in a corner because I just want to hear about games. No. If you care about us as content creators, this is what we live for. This is what we have to go through. This is what we care about.
And we'll never fix these issues without talking about them and finding out how everybody feels about everything. Because I want to grow as a person on how to react to these situations and things that happen. Because I'm flawed. I just sometimes it's like I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like the only way to get through this stuff is to talk about it. And say things that I may be construed one way or the other. Like I'm totally open to figuring this stuff out. Because whatever. Okay, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But honestly, I thank you so much, Bearded G and King, for being down for these conversations because we're having plenty more, and this is what we need. We need these. We don't need a podcast that's just like, let's talk about games, let's skim the surface. We need a podcast where we talk about life, where we talk about what content creating means to us. We need a podcast that dives deep down in there and talks about things that people might feel uncomfortable talking about, but what everybody's thinking. That's what I don't understand. Everybody's thinking the same thing, saying the same thing over social network, but when it's said out loud, all of a sudden just like, whoa, whoa, you need to slow down there. I can text it, but I can't say it. And I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but this is who I am, and this is who we are. and these conversations happen. But we're gonna jump off that, and we're gonna jump on to do's and don'ts of content creating. Your do's and don'ts of content creating on your social network platforms. You know what I mean? And I think everybody, like I said, we're all brands here. What do you think some do's and don'ts? What do you do and what do you don't do on your brand? You don't have to say necessarily yourself personally, but you could generalize things you do and you don't. By social networks, I mean Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, any outlet that you're seeing your content seen on.
I think the one big thing that I have to go back to, and I know you guys talked about this, and I'm using this example, is when PewDiePie dropped the N-bomb on his stream. Like, the people that came to defend him have to realize that this dude is a role model for 55 million plus people. And so when you have a white guy dropping a racial slur like that, even if in Sweden it's, whatever, not that big of a deal word, that's not all 55 million followers of PewDiePie's live in Sweden, And so, like, as a content creator, I try to, make sure that I put out, like the type of feelings that I would want to resuscitate or reciprocate towards me. And if I ever take an offense on something, I make sure that I'm ready to defend it. I cannot stand when people are so willing and this is from somebody who's a history major, wanting to teach history at a high school level. I can't stand it when somebody wants to give you a fact about, or they want to tell you something and say there's a fact about it, or they can defend it, but then they can't debate it, or they can't show you proof of what their facts are. Like, that proves to me that person does not have the ability to think at a historical level and be able to actually, because anytime like somebody tells me something, the first thing I want to do is go to the source that you're citing, that you're telling me is the reason for why you believe something. And so I can go, look at the authority of that source and see if it's actually even, like a legit thing, or if it's some type of like hokey fake news thing. And I hate the word fake news, but how do you know it's fake news? You go check the source. And so I just make sure for me that whatever I say, I stand by, and I choose my battles. Like how you were talking, Glitch, you were like, man, I was seeing all this shit on Twitter, and I was like, should I push the button on this tweet?
Should you click post?
Like, that's using your brain as a content creator, being like, granted, I only have like 800 people that follow me on Twitter, but I know if I jump in on this topic,
it could be bad. It could be good. And you have no control over that tweet or that post once you send it. Everybody sees it. People create receipts, screenshots, and people will hold you to it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm transparent. Everybody knows what I do, how I feel. I am not hiding anything. I'm here to stream. You see me. When it comes to social networking, and then this is huge in America right now. We all know what's happening in America right now, and I'm not going to talk about politics. But as a content creator, you're kind of wary of things to talk about using your Twitter or your platform, because there's might be some things I hold close to my heart. I'm like, I got a problem with this. I got to speak up. But it's like, wait a minute. But me as a brand, should I speak up? Should I say something?
Yes. And that's what I have a problem on. I have a problem on just that situation.
I have a problem with that too.
I'm sponsored with this company, that company, but if I say this, would that company still like me? Or would these people still like me? But it's like, if you don't say nothing about it, it's like,
and that's what I'm saying. And
it's kind of hard.
I'm right there, and I've been asking people back and forth of their opinions and how they feel. There's some people say, well, I'm a brand. I don't even touch politics. I don't even touch those sensitive. Not even politics. I don't touch those sensitive hot spots that are going on in social media, because there could be whiplash. Yeah, you can play it safe, but at the same time, this is how I feel about it. It's like, I have a community that supports me and loves me, and I love every single one of them as individuals. And it's like, why wouldn't, and it's like, these viewers are humans. Why wouldn't they want to see their favorite content creator stand up for them, or stand up for something they believe, or even say like, hey, I agree with you, or hey, I don't support sexism, racism, or discrimination. Why should we fear even saying we stand up for justice and equality? Why should we fear saying that? It is crazy to think that. And it's like, sometimes all it takes is for somebody that's in that limelight that people look up to, whether you have 1 follower, 2 follower, 3 follower, 4, to say, hey, I support you and what you stand for. That
You know
can make
what?
a world's difference.
You know
They
what
can.
the biggest problem in my eyes has been lately is how the mass populace either wants you to be like extremely this way or
Mm-hmm.
extremely that way.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many, like, I tried to have a very rational conversation. We were in my history class the other week and we were talking about like this whole racial climate with like these statues in the South being torn down and stuff like that. And the professor was like, okay, if we're going to talk about this, we're going to debate, you know, we're going to allow everyone to speak their mind. We are not going to go 180 that way or 180
Mhm.
this way right away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I kid you not, one person was like, yes, they should be torn down. Um, I would be okay with them being in a museum, but you know, those were issued in the Jim Crow law eras. And this dude was immediately like, "You're a racist because you support the South." And he's like, "I'm from New York. I'm just here at the University of Greensboro. I don't even live down here." And they're just like, "Doesn't matter." And I'm like, oh my God, the guy's not saying to keep him up. And like, there's just so much things where so many people so quickly
Yeah, so
go,
quick to jump
what
the gun.
Yeah.
and, and like I think that's what it is. Like that's why I don't necessarily get involved with politics or religion, especially as being a brand of the
Yep.
social on a
Mhm.
social platform, is I'm so worried that somebody's gonna immediately think I'm this way or I'm that way.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Yep.
like, I'm the
Yep.
most middle of the
And
road
that's-
kind of
Yeah,
person.
I pride myself in having empathy, and I'm not bragging. I pride myself in being able to, how I was raised, to stand back and look at both sides and understand what
Yeah.
someone's saying without jumping the gun and just labeling them. You know what I mean? And I think
Yes.
it's, and I think that's why a lot of us, I think every single one of us, kind of think twice before we post that post or in support of something, because we're all scared of, like G said, will that brand still sponsor us? Even if a future sponsor, will they not like this post? You know what I mean? Because it's
Yes.
it is not so much, it's not even so much your opinion that some people might not like, it's the fact that you even spoke on it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's the
Yep.
fact that you even commented on it that some people don't like. Hey, you're a gamer or you're a streamer, stay out of it. And it's like, dang, man,
Yeah.
I'm a human too, you know? And in my eyes, it would be nice to have more content creators be more vocal about things they stand for, to create a positive climate where people are outspoken and support each other. Because how can you support someone if you don't know what they stand for? That's just my thing.
Absolutely.
It's impossible. You can't support someone unless you know what they stand for.
Well,
You know?
and like the big problem that I see nowadays with being somebody that, like, you know, quote unquote, wants equality or fairness for all, the first thing they say is, "Oh, you're a social justice warrior." Like, what's
Damn.
wrong with just wanting everybody
Yeah.
to just have a fair say and a fair fight
Yeah.
in things? And like, I've told so many people, as somebody who willingly signed his life away for 4 years, you know, I chose to give up my freedom to protect everybody in the United States to speak their mind. And the sad thing of that is while I might be giving the same person who wants equality and wants, you know, someone to have fair wages for all, I'm also giving the same responsibility and freedom of speech to some jackass. And, you know, God knows where BFE Georgia, who wants to be a racist, bigot, sexist, beat his kids, beat his wife. And like, it sucks that he's allowed to say things that he says. And yes, there should be consequences when you go beyond what freedom of speech means by like the Constitution and shit like that. But, you know, I don't know. That's one of those things. It's so weird to talk about it because it's so hot to push that button and so quick for someone to get pissed off. So I
That's
mean,
why I just stay away from it, to be honest
Yep.
with you, man. I got my
Honestly.
thoughts in here. I know, like, it's not putting them out there for people to be like, oh, so he think like that, okay. But I just keep away from it, man.
Yeah.
I don't think it should mix with what I'm doing at the
I
moment.
think you're going to end up
I
towing
think
that
there's
line
a time
where,
and place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're going to toe that line with, like you said, with your sponsors and stuff, where you're going to get yourself in trouble, regardless of whether you're right or wrong, all that
Yes.
stuff.
Yep.
Because we're a brand, but we're also, as people with a brand, trying to make a living doing this stuff, and you just got to be really careful, you know. But then again, you know, if you're the kind of person that you're like, listen, these are the things I'm going to stand up to. That's great. Do your thing. Do your thing. Some of us are going to toe the line more than others, and I think that one way or the other, that's okay.
Yeah, I honestly don't think anybody's wrong or right. It, we're all in it as content creators in a business to make content. And we got to be smart about it. And that's why I brought this question up: the do's and don'ts of your social network platforms. Do you post that comment? Do you comment on that? Do you like that picture? Because everybody sees it. And I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with this all the time because I see some things I'm just like, I don't agree with that, or I totally support that, and I'm just like, but I'm a brand. Should I say that? Is
it worth taking off your community?
Well, I will tell you, one of the people that I follow on Twitter that I will not talk about has at least until recently been really good about calling out really dumb shit that streamers do. And something they did backfired on them where they got something misconstrued.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You probably do.
I
so like this big thing happened between this person and somebody else who is a huge Twitch streamer.
I know who exactly you're talking
and like
about.
But I will tell you, to their credit, when they saw that they were actually wrong, they posted a huge fucking like multiple Twitter response apologizing to the person, and so they were going to take down all of the tweets related to what had happened. And like, so even though they're a bit of a butthole, they at least admitted they screwed up and were willing to try to rectify it the best they could. Granted, somebody wanted an extreme measure. They were like, you should just delete your account. I'm like, no, come on, dude.
Wow.
No,
people are quick to say that.
Just burn it
like,
down.
We're flawed. Like, we can make mistakes, and as long as you're not an idiot, and you can be like, I fucked up.
Yeah, it takes more of a person, more of a human being to admit when you've done something wrong than to just quit. To just quit is like, to me is the worst thing you can do. Like, admit you're wrong, apologize, and just be better in the future.
In that subject, that's why I brought the subject up, because I personally want to know the perspective on that, and we shared our perspectives, and we'll have females on here that share their perspectives, and we'll get a better handle on what's happening, because I'm not God. I'm not 100% right. None of us are, and we're just literally sitting here just talking about what we think and how we feel. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. Or if somebody feels a different way, then somebody feels a different way. They have the right to do that. You can never tell someone they can't feel a certain way.
It's one of those things where if everybody was right, nobody would be wrong, so nobody would know what being right is. So I mean, like,
so pretty much what we've gathered up is, try to maintain some professionalism. I would say you could have your own personal, but okay, my question is, say you you have your own personal account, your real name on it, you can post your personal views, but we're such a personable brand that it ties them all together. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, good luck with that.
Yeah, you can't do that. But yeah,
well, it ties into being the same person. You're talking about being a content creator, being real, and being who you are. If you're gonna do it that way, that's not doing that.
I'll tell you, from my point of view, the person that I try to showcase on my stream is the same person that I am in real life. Mm-hmm. I'm the kind of person where as long as you're not being an asshole and stirring shit up, I'm going to be cool with you. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Even if I know you're a butthole and I know that you've done things in the past, if you're not, I'm still going to be courteous and kind and say hello to you. And just because I say hello to you doesn't mean I like you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not going to stand by and watch somebody do some shit. But like, it's got to be really bad for me to step in. Like, I mean, like, there's been only one time that I've ever almost stepped in on something. And that was because a streamer was having their followers try to bully another streamer that I know. Yeah. And this was several years ago. And like a bunch of us got together and helped stop it because it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, but.
And that's what I pretty much talked about, holding each other accountable and setting up for each other. That's all I'm pretty much trying to say right here.
Yeah, streamers should know what to say on their stream to about another content creator, because as soon as they say something, they're gonna go find that person that they said something to, and they're just gonna say mean things to this person that they don't even know. And I had plenty of like, I know plenty of streamers that do this, and their viewers go over to other people and just shit talk them. First of all, they don't know that person in real life. Mm-hmm. they don't know anything about this person, but they still just come over there and just listen to what that streamer said about them. And that streamer don't even know them. And that what really pisses me off about some streamers.
Yeah, we only know what we see on the surface.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
That's it. And then people are quick to jump the gun. All right.
I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this. That RP is a bitch for that, bro. People would
it's so
you,
bad.
People would judge you off the character that you play and think that you play that character in real life, that you're really that person.
Yeah.
And it's just it's stupid because first of all, you gotta know a person to not like them. Like if you don't like me because you know I'm a dick or something like that. I'm just a plain dick. Don't like me because of what a person said about me or something like that.
Yeah, just because you heard something. Yeah.
And I hate that, man. I really do. I really do. But Glitch, bro, I'm not trying to cut you short, but I gotta get out of here, bro.
You're
I gotta
good.
do some
If
things.
you can,
man.
just leave your camera on and cover it, because if you don't, it's gonna rearrange my whole layout. And then
okay, yeah.
So
I can do that.
Leave,
I can do
just close your camera so we keep it up. But honestly, bro,
all right.
It was awesome having you on here, man, and we'll definitely do a lot more. I
All right,
appreciate it, guys.
Yo, same to you, Bearded and King of Soup.
Yeah, man.
I've been knowing you, but this is the first time we actually did this, man.
And honestly, if you guys
drink some beers,
if you guys enjoyed what G said and you want to hear more about it, definitely hit him up. Geefamous on Twitch.
Hey,
Pretty much
King,
Geefamous on all platforms. You know what I mean? He role plays, amazing role player, great, amazing variety streamer. So definitely look him up, Geefamous, if you like what he has.
All right, guys, y'all have a good night, man.
All right, man.
And yo, Bearded Noob, I didn't get a chance to follow you, so whenever you can, just type in his chat and I'll go hit you up with a follow, man.
Yeah, man.
All right,
guys, y'all have a good night.
See you, man.
All right. So the next thing I want to touch on is it is the whole Fortnite versus Pug fiasco that's going down on Twitter. Pretty much Epic Games versus Bluehole. And I think everybody pretty much has heard about this. I've seen countless tweets about it. I've seen countless articles about it. I mean, RGN wrote an article. Pretty much any gaming platform wrote an article about this, and everybody's talking about it. So pretty much to sum it up, you know what it is, guys. It's pretty much Bluehole, that made PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, which is the game that everybody loves on Twitch, is going after Epic Games legally. They said they might take legal action against them because they are supposed to be making Fortnite, which is another BR game that it was based off PvE, but it recently released a PvP version, and it's in, I think, open beta right now, but it's coming out the 26th for free. Now that's got you for free. So the argument is that since Unreal Engine was owned by Epic Games and developed by them, PlayerUnknown, which is Bluehole, had to go and get Unreal Engine, which they're using. And to modify it, to fix it and make it better, they have to consult Epic Engine to any changes they want to make. This is in their contract. This is what I'm understanding. So they feel like that Epic Games is pretty much copy them in making Fortnite in the likeness to, what do they call it? To
like replicate
the, there it is, replicate the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds experience.
So just so I get this correct, is Fortnite actually a part of the same company that used the Unreal 4 engine?
Yeah.
From the PlayerUnknown's using?
Epic Games. Mm-hmm.
Which is why Fortnite is in trouble? I mean, like, I thought the whole big thing was because they just basically came out and they're like preview talking about how they were just like PUBG but different. You know, I mean,
that's what I thought it was. Just the way their marketing campaign.
So it's multiple things. They're saying, oh, the marketing campaign, that campaign, because in the marketing campaign, apparently they said just like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. They're marketing as the likeness, or I guess the image, spinning image of Pug. So I would say definitely they're wrong for that, because they're trying to piggyback off the marketing of Pug, but at the same time it's like they are their own game. Then you got people saying, well, PlayerUnknown's over here trying to bully Fortnite because they think they can be the only BR game ever, you know, which is not true. But I think it delves deeper into Epic Games and Bluehole had legal business with each other, and legal binding business, and Bluehole thinks Epic Games is pretty much using their improvements, because they have to come to them to change the engine to make improvements, they're pretty much just going, okay, well, you made that improvement, we're gonna do the same thing. You know.
Well, I think the thing of it is you can't. This is one of those things where it's such a thin line. Like, how can you copyright intellectual property? Like, you can copyright the idea of like how to put a store together or how to make a seatbelt a certain way, but like, how can you copyright an idea of how you want to do something? Like this brings back the whole thing about like the Doom clone or the roguelike game or the Metroid Evinian type game or whatever. Like, pretty soon in like maybe 5 years, it's gonna be called PUBG like or BRS or I don't know what the fuck they're gonna term it, And so like, I don't think that PUBG has a leg to stand on here, because for so many years, we talked about this already, they were a mod for Arma 3. They could have just went on to Arma 3 and been like, oh, this battle royale thing looks pretty cool, I'm gonna implement this into my actual game. Like, I have 3 words. They're doing the Streisand effect by bringing something to light that nobody probably cared about. All they're doing is giving Fortnite free publicity.
Pretty much. And I saw an article on IGN, and you guys pretty much have in the Discord. The lady said it's not a PR nightmare, but pretty much you gave light to a game that not a lot of people knew about, which is coming out for free on the 26th with squads and solos that could have been handled behind doors. You know what I mean? And my main question is, do you feel like Pug went about it wrong? Because they made this public on Twitter. It was kind of like they were kind of trying to strong arm them on social media.
I think that kind of goes to the do's and don'ts of a content creator social platform.
I think that does.
And who knows if they tried to do it behind closed doors and didn't get any answers either. Like, the problem is we have very little information about this, and it's through somebody else's social media platform that we're getting all this information too. So it's tough to have that, to know exactly what they should have done. But I think they're, like Noob was saying, it comes to a point of mental property of how much of an idea can you really say, and then implement that into your game or product or whatever, to where they'll have a claim against you. But I was seeing stuff where it was their marketing was literally saying, this is just like PUBG.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you're like, whoa, no, don't use my game that I created to show your game off. Absolutely not. And I think that because they had more ties with actually using their engine, that's where it gets sticky. And they were like, what? No.
It's kind of like a conflict of interest,
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, go.
I was just gonna say, I'd be curious to find out if they had, like, legally what was signed and who had permission to do what. But just, this from what I understand, it'd be similar of a maker of a car engine. They made this whatever engine, and then Toyota was like, ooh, you should change this on your engine and we'll use it. And they're like, okay. And then that engine maker was like, we should just make a car with that engine.
It's
like, it's just weird, because it's like you gave them free information to fix their product, and then you made a cool product out of it. Why can't they do the same thing? I think that's totally okay, but you can't be like, see that sweet car that Toyota made? We're making one just like it. Like, that's wrong.
And I don't know.
Yeah, you can't be the exact same. You have to have your own little thing.
And I'm not gonna lie, when you play Fortnite, it pretty much looks exactly like Pug. It's cartoonish. The art style is different. You pretty much jump out of a bus being held up by a balloon. You skydive down. So I can see how a lot of things would look close. I think they could have handled it differently, and I think they're getting a lot of backlash. The Minecraft community's trolling Bluehole right now, saying they're gonna make their own BR game and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, there'll be so many BR games to come. I guarantee. I'm talking
GTA
pretty much.
already has a mod.
Yep.
Or a version of it.
Yep. Because it was survival games that were big. Now it's BR games that are big. There are companies out there, bigger companies than Bluehole and Epic alike, that are gonna be delving into the BR.
Oh yeah.
Genre. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I think this could be handled a lot better. And if they take legal action, because from what we heard is they might, but if they take legal action, I think even if they win, it's gonna just look bad.
I have a feeling they're just gonna be like,
it's gonna like, dude,
just
should we
gonna
just
fizzle
not
away.
touch this anymore?
I think mostly from Fortnite's perspective, they shouldn't have came out saying, you know, like just like PUBG or
Yeah.
something like that. And like we were discussing with like how the players should have arrived on the map, like either being fired through a cannon or fired from a cannon in a
I mean,
coffin or something.
it's a cookie cutter copy, pretty close.
And,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is
like
pretty close.
it's kind of like that thing where when Overwatch came out, you saw a crazy ton of Overwatch games come out, to the point where there was even that Overwatch Chinese game that
Paladins or
was
whatever.
Overwatch, just Chinese, and they knew that they couldn't get in trouble with it for copyright laws because it was in China, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel they should have done a little bit different, because you can't just say, well, we're Fortnite, we have different, you know, graphics, and you can do base building in ours. Okay. But you have almost everything else. You jump out of a plane, you glide down. I mean, it's
pretty.
We've all seen marketing plans where it was like, hey, we're not going to be like that other guy and make it a joke. If you're going to do that, I kind of doubt they're going to push against you as much as if blatantly being like,
like
hey,
Sprint
we're just
does
like
all
this
the time.
Free.
Yeah. Huh.
And it kind of goes back to the same thing of, you know, marketing and doing, you know, working with other streamers and worrying about them stealing your audience. If your product sucks, no one's going to watch it anyway. So it's like, just focus on yourself and quit worrying about other people, unless there's like more of an issue. I think Bluehole should just drop it.
Yeah, and
you sold plenty of copies of your game.
Dude,
yeah, like
how many?
And essentially, by bringing light to it, you've just made it worse. You just made like I think you said it earlier, Glitch. You made them just go, "What's Fortnite?
What's Fortnite?
Oh, they have PUBG too now, and it's free."
And people have. I've literally seen Twitter and people say that. Oh, I didn't know about I didn't know about Fortnite. I'm gonna go check it out. It's like, well, congratulations. And the thing is, concurrent. PlayerUnknown has officially broken the records on Steam.
Oh yeah, they're insanely big right now.
September 5th is 10 million and counting.
10 million. What is that, sold or are people playing?
Sold, I believe. Yeah, 10
million. Like 10. I'm talking 10 million.
PlayerUnknown tweeted it September 5th.
Sold, and they're over here yelling at Epic like.
That's not including all the thousands and thousands of us content creators that were able to play it.
Their last 30 days in PUBG, they've had average 604,000 people playing it a day. That's insane. Like, I mean, that's disgustingly. And I mean, like, you're just making those 604,000 people go, oh, Fortnite's got a free version of PUBG? I might check this out.
Yeah. Oh, or is this the new PUBG DLC? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, like you're just making it worse for yourself, man.
They did.
I want to know how many crates they sold too.
Oh, I would love to look into that. But I think Fortnite has a bright future.
I really do too.
It has a great future. It's pretty much pub light. You know, if you don't like the seriousness that PUBG gives off, because it does, it's very competitive. Go play some Fortnite, which is
what?
It's a cool game.
It's a good game.
You know how Fortnite probably could have gotten away with making this perfect for their PUBG knockoff? They should have taken the guy who made the PUBG zombie mod and have him help them make a PUBG-esque battle royale where it's 50 people versus 50 zombies. I think that would have been fun.
So it'd be like more PvE.
No, maybe
PvP. No, I see what you're saying.
People could be the zombies as well.
I got you.
Nice.
I think that would have
been. And then it would still be Fortnite-esque because they already have zombies in their game.
Yeah, and like all you would have had to do is use Fortnite's in-game mechanic already, and then you could have even made it to where there was the option to do all 100 zombies or 100 players versus just regular
don't
zombies.
Say it's just like PUBG.
Yeah, and don't say it's PUBG.
We're not like PUBG. You know? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just gonna go tweet at Fortnite real quick and just get some money.
I'll tell you how this is how the trailer should have gone. It should have been like, do you like fighting other people? We're not like those other guys, like King of Soup said. We're here to give you a free version of all man-on-man action in Fortnite Battle Royale. And that's all they could have had. They would have had to do.
That would have been smooth. What did they actually say?
I don't know. I only saw the video where the guy was like picking it apart, being like, "This is like PUBG, but not as good."
Yeah, this is like PUBG, not as good. I mean, and one thing I've noticed in the gamer world, especially on Twitch, you see a lot of this is a PUBG ripoff, or even for Paladins, Guardians, this is an Overwatch ripoff. There's a lot of comparing. Oh, this game's just like this game, and I think we need to step back and stop that, because
but there's always someone that's gonna do that. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just like when Dark and Light came out. Oh, how's Arc 2.0 or Arc with magic? And I'm like, you're not clever. You're not unique. You're not the first person to be like, hey, this is something funny to say.
Yeah.
I mean, Ark was Minecraft with dinosaurs. I mean, it's like everybody's just going to compound on each other, but just make your own ideas and be original, you know?
Yeah, and I think we should grow to accept these games, you know?
Yep.
You know, and just evolve.
Boils down to morality.
Well, and I mean, like I said earlier, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just tweak it enough to make it your own. Like, that's all you have to do, and then they can't say anything.
Yeah.
Or they can, but all they're going to do is give you free publicity when they say it. I mean, like what's happening right now.
I feel like they should learn that on PR's Do's and Don'ts 101. Don't promote the other side, you know? But what can you do? What can you do? But I think actually that is what time is it? It's actually, we were 3 hours in. I think that's pretty much the end of it. Unless
That's
anybody
been a
has
pretty good
any
podcast overall.
other, you know, Bearded Noob, if you have any other topics you like to talk about or anything you want to say, King?
Beard oils, anything? Combs
Beard
that you
oils?
like to use?
Like, how'd you get a beard like that?
I don't use beard oils because I'm Italian. I'm oily as sin. So if I were to use oils, like, you would just see this really greasy sheen right around here all the time.
Nice. That's what I'm liking. I'm liking it.
And like, I've asked people, I've actually tried to have, like, I've had beard product people actually try to, like, endorse me on Twitch. And I've told them, I can't endorse your product because I won't use it. Because all I use is like I use a tea tree shampoo and conditioner because tea tree is actually really good for, like, removing the oils from your hair. Like, because I'm so oily that I have to use that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, I don't want to endorse a product that I'm not actually going to use. Like, I don't want to be like, you know, get this beard oil because it's great. Do you use it?
Yeah.
No. But they pay me $100 a month. No, I'm not
Yeah.
going to do that shit.
Yeah.
I think next podcast a really good topic to talk about is sponsorships.
Oh, yeah, that'd be an awesome one.
I think that'd be great. You know, we're gonna talk about that for sure. I can't forget that. But honestly, guys, hey, if you guys enjoyed the podcast today, we got my boy Bearded Noob. Under everybody's panel, they have their username on their Twitter. Go follow them on Twitter. Go follow them on any social network. I think Bearded Noob is universal, right? You can find yourself on YouTube. Look up the name.
YouTube,
pretty much
Twitch.
any social platform. Same thing for my boy King of Soup. Look him up. Same thing for Geefamous. Same thing for me. You can look our names up. Universal on every platform, and you will definitely find us. All right, guys. But it was an honor to have King of Soup you on here. Bearded Noob to have you guys on here, and we'll definitely Bearded Noob. Anytime you want to come back, man, just shout, and we'll definitely have you back. Disclaimer again: none of us wanted to hurt anybody's feelings. None of us are being disrespectful. We just want to touch on the topics at hand that are being talked about, bring them to light, and have a constructive conversation about them. Whether we're right or we're wrong, we just want to get to the bottom of it. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
that's a disclaimer.
That's what the great thing about a discussion is, people. It's a discussion. Discussions are open for debate, not for hate.
That actually rhymed right there. That actually rhymed right there.
My discussion professor said that all the time. It's like, you're here to discuss, not to hate what other people say.
Yep. All right, so I wish you guys to have a good night, guys. Thank you guys for being on the podcast.
Thanks, guys. See y'all later.
See ya.